Okay, I think we're live. So, this is going to be a bit of a debrief episode today. We have Ethan Klein's reaction to the content nuke to go over, and we have a lot of other takes that are being propagated through his community that have to do with like the ancillary characters in this whole drama. So, you have Asmongold, you have Loner Box, you have Destiny, and then some like other minor characters. So I just think that we're really seeing lines being drawn in the sand right now. And you're seeing the people that are supporting Ethan and then the people that are fighting against Israel's genocide. And obviously just like doing it through propaganda and making videos and calling people out on their bullshit. So anyway, where to start? It's happening. So this is funny, like pretty much just saying like, yeah, we're going to brigade this video and let's like downvote it into oblivion. Ian had this in the works. It wasn't retaliation. This is just a theory. But iDubbbz putting the clip of Ethan and Hila talking about how him and Anissa didn't stick up for them, making it seem like that's the reason he did the video, is BS, I think. Once again, it's not that Hila and Ethan didn't stick up for iDubbbz. It's that they were directly attacking him, and that's like they were just throwing him under the bus for someone that was like tangentially related to him for what they were posting on Twitter. There's not much of a reaction to watch. He took 2 hours to get through 15 minutes. Oh, I'm going to be doing a lot of skipping. And the only reason that I actually wanted to watch Ethan's reaction is I was listening to it a little bit, and he said some interesting things. I didn't get through the entire thing because, once again, the guy was dragging his feet like they were dead from getting kicked. Like he dragged his feet so much on this. Meet our new security guard. Okay, so we'll start here. Brigading is the only thing those insane fans are good at. It's true, they are actually brigading. So one other thing that I wanted to look at today was what the hell? Are these actual articles about this? The Express Tribune, the Daily Dot, Sportskita. What? Content Cop? What? It's on IMDb? What is happening? 2015 to 2025? Why does this have an IMDb page? I rewatched the Content Cop after watching Ethan's reaction on Denim's channel, and it felt like a different video because of how much Ethan kept pausing. So you watched Ethan's reaction first, and then you watched the actual video. Wait, this is hilarious. Like, there's actual articles being written about this. But anyway, let's just watch this. One funny thing, the content nuke that Ethan put out there has 3.3 million views after like a month and a half, and this has almost 4 million views in a single day, which I do think is funny. Maybe it's like, oh, it's got brigaded. So this is interesting. If you go to the comments, the top comments are all like, oh my god, it's been so long since the Content Cop came out. If you go to newest first, basically what you get is people brigading this. So it's like, oh yeah, we're going to like, wow, you're really shitty. Basically, they're just like, basically they're just saying that his video sucked. More like content slop because this video is absolutely treacherous garbage. Am I tripping? Or so that's about like Ethan's drug use or alleged drug use. I don't know. Edgy right-wing iDubbbz hits harder than edgy terrorist sympathizer iDubbbz. So it's like, this is the goal of this stream today. I want to know which content creator is sending their fans after iDubbbz and saying, oh, go brigade the comment section of this video and call him a terrorist sympathizer, because iDubbbz didn't do any terrorist sympathizing in this video at all. He never mentioned Hamas. He never mentioned Hezbollah or the Houthis. He barely even mentioned Israel and the IDF. Basically, he was just like, oh yeah, my wife, her ethnicity is from two groups that have been very historically marginalized and oppressed. And so she's not going to like stand up and support someone who's doing colonial oppression. Oh yeah, it ended up with more like he's just getting more views. So I just want to know which content creator is sending their commenters, they're sending their fan base out to basically just like attack iDubbbz and label him as a terrorist supporter. Boring. This is like watching a rotting corpse. And you can see like some people that are actually being genuine, like saying, since the last content cop, remember when H3 reacted to funny cringe videos? What's happened, man? But then you see some other things, like holy shit, like this is pretty fucking gross, dude. This is one of the internet videos of all time. Like this guy's just commenting over and over again. 2016 iDubbbz looking at 2025 iDubbbz explains Zionism. Damn, bro, you've fallen off hard. Don't bring the Irish into this. Commenting before this is deleted. Bro needs to re-release this with joke sketches and a diss track. Actual drama is boring and petty. I'm just wanna this guy again. Kirk is in this video. This is Cruel Boots. I love this video. Y'all just a bunch of nerds. I was seeing like a bunch of other terrorist supporting comments like a few hours ago. Let me just look this up. Terrorists. Let's see if there's any other matches. People are so identified with Israel that they take it as anti-Semitism when people criticize the terrorist state of Israel. Okay, so yeah, there is like a brigading happening, and I think that like we can get into some reactions to this and go over them. So Ethan Klein's community has been completely brigaded by Destiny's community, and so you get people posting on Ethan Klein's subreddit with 1.3k upvotes. A clip of Lonerbox talking about it, a clip of Destiny talking about it. This one only has 104 upvotes. What is this? I don't watch Destiny or care about his content, but him and Asmongold, Hutch, and Lonerbox, despite their politics that I don't care about either, all delivered pretty good and thoughtful response to this slop. Oh, I need to see a Hutch's response to it. I think Hutch is like, I don't know, man. I don't want to say he's an idiot because I don't think he's actually stupid, but he says really stupid things. So essentially he is an idiot. But let's just listen to what like the Ethan Klein, his bannermen are saying. He's calling his banners and they're all coming to defend him. He didn't even talk about Israel. Oh, and Destiny fans too. It's very clearly the H3 fans. Yeah. I mean, it is for sure. Okay, let's watch this.
That he's getting. I think it's very valid. But I also think at the end of the day, we should acknowledge that he's human because he is human. And he is in a situation that's making him extremely scared, paranoid, defensive.
Like this type of shit, I just want you to know, and that's fine if you pretend, but don't pretend like you care about mental health or any of that cringe shit. Just be based. Tell people to kill themselves. Make fun of people who are on SSRIs. Make fun of people who have depression or anxiety or GD. Just do that. Just embrace the I can't say the words on stream anymore. All the slurs and everything you used to. Just do that. Go full in on it. But don't do this lefty bullshit of like, oh, you're presenting, these criticisms of what another person is saying. Well, maybe you're actually just fucking crazy, dude. Did you ever think that maybe every single thing you're saying is just the result of some huge mental health ailment that you're not capable of perceiving? But me, who exists, by the way, among the ranks of your harshest critics who constantly perceive, maybe I am able to perceive that thing that you're not. And I am able to diagnose you with that problem. And I am able to tell that every single thing you're saying is just coming from a place of deep insecurity and deep depression. And you just need to log off and touch grass and take a break. But like, this is the worst type of gaslighting in the universe. The internet was a better place.
Hey, thanks for the like, Young. So Destiny's argument here is, I don't like you being empathetic. I'd rather have this person tell Ethan to just kill himself. So when iDubbbz makes a video and he's like, yeah, here are all the things that I'm criticizing Ethan Klein for, but at the end of the day, we should remember that he is a human and we should treat him with respect and say that like there is real anti-Semitism rising, and so he does have valid concerns. This is A, B, and C is just where I disagree with him. Destiny hears that and is like, just say that he should kill himself. It's not like Destiny. By the way, I'm covering Destiny's camera so you can see him. I'll move myself a little bit. Destiny is acting like he's found some kind of hypocrisy that he's pointing out. He's like, he's basically acting like IDubbbz's true intention is completely heartless, a complete character assassination, a video meant to drive Ethan off of the proverbial highway that is the internet and put him into the ditch on the side of the road. Like, remove him from public life. Like, that's what Destiny is implying that IDubbbz's real intention is. But it's like, you can criticize someone and not want them to disappear from the face of the internet. And that's what IDubbbz's position is. So Destiny's acting like he's rooted out some kind of hypocrisy and he's going to town on it, just like diving into that. I mean, like, oh, he should just stand up and speak from the chest, say that you want Ethan Klein to kill himself. That's not what he wants him to do. Once again, it's a projection. Like, Destiny's obviously like a very oh, you guys want me to cover Destiny back up? Destiny is a very toxic person, and we're seeing a projection of his toxicity in this like 97-second clip, which someone in the H3 fan base thought was appropriate to post on this.
When Ian just said the N-word, like, it is the most problem. And I am able to tell that every single thing you're saying is just coming from a place of deep insecurity and deep depression, and you just need to log off and touch grass and take a break. But like, this is the worst type of gaslighting in the universe. The internet was a better place.
Like, once again, IDubbbz didn't say that Ethan Klein's been acting out because of mental health issues or because of insecurity or because of depression. He very clearly said that Ethan Klein's been acting out because of like his personality, where Ethan Klein himself said, yeah, I'll get like a super inflated ego sometimes, and it's hard for me to get out of this spiral where I think I'm correct and then I can't take criticism well. Yeah, IDubbbz included a clip of Ethan like self-analyzing himself. Hey, thanks for the gifted subs, Hypercolor. Everyone give Hypercolor a big oops. Okay, and then what was the second thing? The second thing is he also criticized Ethan. He's saying Ethan's acting out because he doesn't know the politics that he's talking about. He doesn't know what he's talking about when it comes to Israel and stuff. And we're going to get into that later on, because once again, I think Ethan's reaction to like the first 15 minutes of this video says a lot about what he actually feels about Israel, which that's why I want to play it. But Destiny trying to make it seem like IDubbbz is saying that Ethan Klein just has mental health issues is actually insane. Like, that just shows like Destiny's gaming here. He's obviously not paying attention at all to anything that's happening, because IDubbbz very explicitly and clearly laid out the reasons why he thinks Ethan is acting this way.
When Ian just said the N-word, like, it is the most mask-on, deranged type of criticism that will make you feel fucking insane and is intentionally framed to do it that way. Like, just go back to saying slurs. At least it was a more honest presentation of what you actually felt, instead of pretending like you care or give a fuck about any of these people.
Sensitive and
once again, like, Destiny's just so off base here. According to Ethan and IDubbbz and like their communities, they were friends about each other. And then he makes this video pretty carefully laying out criticism of Ethan and his behavior and his positions on things. And then he's like, yeah, but we should still treat him like a human. And Destiny's like, you just want him to kill himself, but you're trying to be a fake lefty about it. Like, all of these conservatives, it's so fucking funny, their projection. And I am including Destiny as a conservative. I'm lumping him. I'm going to like make the comparison between him and Mudahar, because Mudahar, when he had a conversation with Ethan Klein about their cease and desist letter to Noah Samson, they talked about Noah for like 30 seconds and then started immediately talking about Hassan, by the way. Mudahar's like, Hassan doesn't care about little kids being genocided. He's actually grifting off of them. And the reason I know he doesn't care about them is because he talks about them so much. Just say you don't care about them and just say that you're grifting. And Mudahar's like, this is one of the most important issues of our time. Kids getting genocided. And Hassan's just grifting off of them. I show that I care by not talking about them. It's like, okay. Destiny, when he's like, iDubbbz needs to just say that Ethan should kill himself. And when Mudahar's like, the way you show you care genuinely about something is by not talking about it. They're both just projecting their actual positions on things. Because Destiny is the type of guy to say, you should kill yourself. And Mudahar is the type of guy that would not talk about children getting genocided because he doesn't even care about it. Okay, so that's Destiny. Literally nothing of value at all on the internet. Is just like that clip could be boiled down to Destiny says iDubbbz should tell Ethan Klein to kill himself. Okay, I hadn't seen the Destiny clip before. This clip is funny. Destiny has openly wished for Hassan to commit suicide. It's always projection. Yeah. It's crazy. Like, iDubbbz actually devoted the last section of his video to trying to like offer some kind of olive branch to Ethan Klein. And people like Destiny will see that and still be like, oh, he just wants Ethan to kill himself. Okay, so I watched that Destiny clip before. This clip was, or I hadn't seen that one. This clip was funny. Lonerbox's take on the content cop, 1.3k upvotes. Let's just read some of the comments before we get into this. I especially loved what Loner said. why Oh my god, why are they like, that's a dumb name. I especially loved what Loner said at the end of the reaction, not in your posted video. I'm going to paraphrase to summarize. The reason abuse tactics work is because they happen in real time without the victim having the chance to go over the whole thing again and see through the manipulation. What Ian is doing, on the other hand, is he's trying to use abuse tactics in a recorded form, and that's just idiotic because it completely nullifies the effect and only serves to make it look like an obvious manipulation attempt. That's just idiotic because it completely nullifies the effect and only looks... I mean, that's one of the stupidest things I've ever heard. Abuse tactics don't work because they happen in real time. First of all, I guess when he says abuse tactics, he means like manipulating people, like propagandizing things, saying something that doesn't really have any bearing on the truth, or like brainwashing people. All of our media is recorded. You can confuse someone with misinformation in an article. What the fuck is he talking about? Fox News exists solely online and on TV, which you can pause, record, and play back. That's one of the stupidest fucking things I've ever heard. Like, sure, it makes it easier for someone to debunk it when you don't just have to go off of memory. But saying that a piece of propaganda, and sure, I can include the content cop as a piece of propaganda, is going to be ineffective because it can be paused, makes it seem like Lonerbox has never interacted with the internet at all. And this is the top comment on this thread. Yeah, but iDubbbz hasn't confirmed. Okay, so let's just play this. Yeah, what? I don't know. I mean, it's just a random fucking chatter's like, oh, in a charming Scottish accent. Holy shit. Bro, are Ethan's fans all incels and femcels? Like, they're just dead. Like, if they're calling Ethan handsome and Lonerbox handsome, it's like they haven't. Were they all just released from prison? Okay, look. sorry.
Oh, so much of this, it's like the Israel-Palestine content, and I say it's true on both sides. It's like, if you watch, and I don't know why I never thought about wording it in this way before, because it's so obvious. Say with Noah Samson or any of these, like, if you only watch their videos on Israel-Palestine, you would not even know that Hamas even existed. Barely. You would barely even be aware of who they are or what they do and what they believe. Like, you wouldn't know when you, so, because for example, if you hear like Noah Samson talking about the pager attack, he'll just be like, well, Israel carried out a terror pager attack where they bugged these pagers and two 8-year-olds died. I was like, really? Is that all that happened there? What? You wouldn't know that Hezbollah were the ones who fired on Israel on October 8th. You wouldn't know that Hezbollah embeds themselves in civilian areas, making it very hard to target them without hitting civilians as well. You wouldn't know that the overwhelming majority of people who were injured and taken out of combat by those pager explosions were Hezbollah, and Hezbollah admitted that, you wouldn't know that the complete majority of people who were killed by those pagers were Hezbollah. You wouldn't know any of that. You wouldn't know that.
You wouldn't know that those pager attacks were 100% justified. Me, Loaderbox, a serious streamer that is 100% against the actions of Israel and their genocide. But I'm going to defend their actions every single time. So this is Loaderbox doing propaganda for Israel. He can say, I criticize Israel, I say that Netanyahu's a war criminal, I accuse the IDF of doing war crimes. He can say all of that. He can say, I'm pro-Palestinian. But at the end of the day, what is his content? His content is repeating Israeli propaganda. Oh, well, you wouldn't know that Hamas exists. You wouldn't know that Hamas did October 7th if you just listened to Noah Samson and Hassan and Denims. You wouldn't know that Hamas was a thing in Gaza. Hey, thanks for the super chat. He's a psychopathic POS who spent the past year trying to destroy me. Ethan, straight face about Hassan. Loanerbox, always cool with civilian casualties. Like, yeah, 100% agree. 100% agree with everything you said there. Loanerbox is always cool with civilian casualties, especially when they are done at the hands of Israel. Or, I don't know, is he like an American imperialist too? Is he fine with the US bombing Yemen to try to like disable the Houthis, which has failed every single time the United States has tried to bomb Yemen because they're just getting their missiles shipped in from Ukraine? Loanerbox is like, if you just listen to Noah Samson, like this is my issue with Loanerbox. He's acting like it's a two sides issue. And this is a hypocritical stance that Loanerbox has. It's a hypocritical stance that Mudahar, Ethan, Destiny, all of these guys that end up defending this genocide have this hypocritical stance where at one point they'll be like, oh yeah, Israel's doing some like really brutal actions and it could constitute a genocide. But at the same time, I mean, Hamas and Hezbollah have done some really bad stuff too. That is a false equivocation. There is no comparison between Hezbollah and Hamas and what the IDF is doing. The IDF has the backing of the entire world. They have the military backing of the strongest military in the world, and they have all of the power to eliminate these groups or to bring peace, like eliminate these groups through violence, which is basically ethnic cleansing and genocide, or eliminate the groups through peace, which is ending apartheid and ending your colonial imperialization efforts. So when Loanerbox is like, oh, well, you don't know all of the Israeli propaganda if you only listen to Noah Samson, so you should listen to me. It's like, you're not actually doing a good job of portraying the truth. Like, this is a form of lying. It's a form of lying to be like, oh yeah, well, I mean, Noah Samson will say the pager attacks were horrible because it killed a kid, but did you know that it also took out some fighters of Hezbollah? Even though a lot of the people that had those pagers were in just government positions and weren't actually fighters, did you know that was like, it took out some fighters that were responsible for resisting Israel? But did you actually know that Hezbollah fired first on the IDF? Not to mention that Hezbollah got created because Israel was occupying Lebanon, and so they've always been an anti-imperialist force, and they only started targeting IDF military sites when the IDF was carpet bombing Gaza immediately after October 7th. They're like, no, fuck that. You can't do collective punishment. We're going to start attacking military sites. And then Israel just bombs civilian sites in Lebanon. Did you know that they were actually targeting the IDF military sites in response to Israel carpet bombing them? No. Actually, it was Hezbollah that struck first, and they fight like cowards, which necessitates civilian deaths. So it's just, like, once again, this is the favorite talking point of the Zionist, where they sit back and they say, Israel has no choice but to kill civilians, because that's the cowardly way that Hamas and Hezbollah fight. All right, man. Okay. I mean, I'm sure he wouldn't be in favor of Tel Aviv getting bombed, because that's where Netanyahu resides. But when it's Muslims and in Lebanon and in Gaza or the West Bank, he's completely fine with it. Oh my god. So anyway, he's basically Lonerbox's point is if you don't listen to my content, you're not going to get IDF propaganda, which is a really stupid point.
Hezbollah has basically committed itself to an endless war of attrition to try and destroy Israel. When their leader, Hassan Nasrallah, has basically openly said that he wants like Jews.
Oh yeah, guys, just get ready for like pure unadulterated Zionist propaganda.
From Russia to go back to Russia and Ethiopian Jews to go back to Ethiopia. You wouldn't know any of that. Same with Hamas. When people talk about Gaza, it's like they always talk about the destruction and the loss of life, which is important. You should talk about that. You should talk about the number of deaths. You should talk about the number of women and children who were killed. You should talk about the amount of damage that's been done and how irreparable so much.
And get ready for a but. Wow, it's during an act of genocide. Guys like Noah Samson and Hassan just want to talk about the amount of people that are getting genocided. But which is, I mean, that's important to talk about for sure. But let's see if we get a but from him.
It is, and you should talk about all that, but don't talk about it and just not mention a thing about how the entire strip is fucking laced with
Guys, did you know there's an active genocide going on? But don't worry, the concentration camp that Israel's bombing and genociding everyone that lives there, that's a really difficult camp for the IOF to come in and kill more people. It's actually really hard for the occupying power to send troops in to kill people. That's why they've been so like, yeah, Noah talks about the amount of people that have been killed by bombs, but what you don't understand is Israel's forced to bomb them because it's really hard to get their troops in there. That's why you should listen to me. The guy's such a fucking like vile person.
How the entire strip is fucking laced with booby traps and tunnels, and you've basically got a de facto military government in there that
it's basically like a dungeon. It's like in Elden Ring when you go into a dungeon, there's all these booby traps and tunnels that you have to get through.
Built themselves up to make Gaza into the most fucking impenetrable military fortress per square meter in the world, in like world history, basically.
Holy shit, dude. He's like, Hamas is a military government that has built Gaza up into the most impenetrable military fortress in the entire world. Yeah, it's so impenetrable that not even food, water, and electricity can penetrate through the borders of Gaza. That's why everyone's starving to death in Gaza right now. Not because the IDF is cutting off food, water, and electricity from going in and they're bombing hospitals and bombing desalination plants. It's because the fortress is just so impenetrable that it's watertight. No. Like, once again, this guy's like scum of the earth.
You wouldn't know any of that. You would just think they're just like some passive entity. So by the same token, when I see iDubbbz making this video, all you see is you would just think that Ethan was
I really get the feeling that Lonerbox is like gotten himself down this path and he doesn't know where he's going right now. He is giving off some nervous energy.
Randomly lashing out at people who disagreed with him. That's all you would think. You wouldn't know about
once again, have these motherfuckers seen the video? Because iDubbbz very succinctly laid out the tweets that his former editor was putting up there and very clearly stated that that's why Ethan Klein and Hila Klein were targeting iDubbbz and Anissa, right? So why does Lonerbox think that iDubbbz hasn't included that context when he did? That was a pretty big section of the video. And this is why I think Lonerbox has gone down this path that he doesn't know where he's going to land. Like, he's started the landing sequence and he just doesn't know how he's actually going to touch ground. He looks really nervous right now and it looks like he's just talking out of his ass.
Video. All you see is you would just think that Ethan was randomly lashing out at people who disagreed with him.
Like, no, he literally said why.
You wouldn't know about the CPS call in any detail. You wouldn't know about...
He literally talked about the CPS call in that video.
Bad Empanada talking about how he like wants to fucking kill Hila. You wouldn't know any of that.
Okay. Yeah, he didn't talk about Bad Empanada, but he didn't cover any of the Ethan Klein lashing out at Bad Empanada. He didn't say like, oh, and here's Ethan Klein yelling at some random person online. He didn't include any of the crash outs of Ethan Klein talking about Bad Empanada. So why would he have to talk about why Ethan Klein, why would he have to talk about why something exists if he didn't include that thing in his video? Like, Ethan Klein crashing out about iDubbbz and his wife is completely separate from Bad Empanada.
This shit. You would know about how Frogan was the one who crashed out because Ethan quietly unfollowed her on Twitter after she was glazing Hamas.
Okay, so let me get this straight. iDubbbz includes Ethan Klein like lashing out at people. He even includes Ethan Klein lashing out over the alleged Arab to Jew racial tier list. And Lonerbox says, well, you didn't talk about how Frogan got like emotional or she like made a public statement when Ethan unfollowed her. How is that relevant at all? Like, why do you need, like, once again, like, this just reeks of Lonerbox being unable to defend Ethan Klein's actions. So you have Ethan Klein defending a obvious list that's not a racial tier list. It's basically a list on how closely like people identify with Arab culture. Lonerbox can't defend that, so he just pushes the goalpost back and he's like, okay, but you didn't talk about why Ethan was criticizing that racial tier list. You didn't talk about why, like, what was the step before that you didn't discuss. Well, he doesn't need to discuss the step before that because he's discussing this one situation that he pretty well covered in his video. Like, what, like, Lonerbox is basically just saying, well, if you watch, he's basically just saying, if you watch Noah Samson's videos, you're going to think that Israel's bad. But if you watch me, you're going to realize that Israel's good. And then he's like, if you watch Content Cop on Ethan Klein, you're going to think that Ethan Klein's bad. But in reality, if you watched me, you'd realize that Ethan Klein's good. Like, he's just saying, oh yeah, you don't watch pro IDF propaganda. You don't watch pro Ethan Klein propaganda, so you should watch me.
You wouldn't know why Ethan calls people like this terrorists. Not because they're brown, because they support terrorists. Like, you wouldn't know any of that. So even if everything iDubbbz here said was accurate and true and good faith, which it's not, even if, it would still be a dishonest representation of what's happening. Like, the selectiveness is so unreal.
Do someone for defamation, but like.
Okay, I guess that's the end of the clip. The selectiveness is so unreal. I am the master parser. Okay, we might have to watch a bit. Oh yeah, I did want to watch Asmongold's reaction to this. Let's watch a bit of Ethan Klein's reaction to it though. We have to go over the part where he discovered that it was about himself again, just because that was so funny.
Okay, what's next? You're fucking, what's next? Someone you love has cancer and is dying?
When something really, really bad is going on in your life, and in a public forum, someone asks you, hey, what's up, how are you? There are two acceptable responses. Good, and you know what? I'll make it through. That's it.
By the way, the advice is funny because I'll make it through is pretty like, you're inviting a follow-up question.
There
Like,
you go.
I'll make it through. Be like, why? What's going on?
Awesome. Love to hear it.
What a stupid asshole that guy is. Okay, well, geez. What happened? There's more bad news?
I do have some more bad news for you. Some breaking news. Your old friend iDubbbz just released a video.
Yeah.
It's about you.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Oh my God. That is no, it can't be.
Well,
it actually can't be. Holy fuck, dude.
It sure is.
Oh my God. Holy fuck.
And from a quick scrub through, I think, well, it's going to be a little spicy.
Let's watch it. I mean, so like the thing is like, this guy went from saying he didn't want to get involved to supporting people calling CPS, like associating with people calling CPS on my family, an atmosphere where someone like Bad Empanada is being platformed by people like Matt Lieb and Denims, who are friends with.
It looks like they're both in the video.
Check the description.
Oh my God! Like what?
Okay. We could skip through a little bit of this. So we watched this intro yesterday. It's so painful. This was a classic. Ethan Klein is like, oh, Hassan can say that he's smarter than me. I don't care about that. But why would he say that he's hotter than me? That's below the belt. That's too far.
Context puke, as I normally do, because the reality of the matter is it was brilliant. Nothing was out of context. Everything was correct.
Bro, he loves that out of context thing. Like, that video was so well sourced. The full context to everything.
I am an Islamist, fundamentalist, radical terrorist.
That's not what I accused you of, but go on. Keep straw manning what I said. Co-signed by Ian.
I am a vicious anti-Semite. It's true.
Didn't call you a vicious anti-Semite.
Well, never say never.
Well, I think he's. I think he's.
You've definitely called him an anti-Semite many times.
Vicious is different. I think he propagates anti-Semitism. I don't think he does it intentionally.
I'm just saying.
I think you said raging.
Yeah.
Raging.
I don't remember.
You maybe never used vicious specific.
I don't think I've ever said, like, I don't think he consciously hates Jewish people. I think he propagates anti-Semitism. I don't even. But I mean, I could be wrong. I don't know. I don't think I am. But. Doesn't really matter.
That'll end up being the next clip that plays.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really matter either way. It's fine.
I'm just saying. Just never say never.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Importantly, Ethan is more attractive than me, both physically and also
This part was so
mentally.
good.
I've been.
Why? What? Are we actually doing this frat bro thing?
Hey, Spencer, good to see you.
This is the cutting edge criticism that Hassan's hotter than me? Are we actually doing this?
Bro, this is the cutting edge criticism that Hassan's hotter than me.
This is the cutting edge criticism that Hassan's hotter than me? Are we actually doing this?
Ethan is more attractive than me, both physically and also mentally. I've been.
What? You can say you're smarter than me. I don't care about that. But, like, why are you doing the, like, I'm hot and you're not? Like, what is this?
Yeah, I know. Garlic fries. He said, you're hotter than him, Ethan. Why do you assume he's lying? Hassan's like, obviously, he's being facetious when he's like, oh, you proved that you're 100% right with the content nuke, and you're hotter than me, or you're more beautiful than me, both physically and mentally. And Ethan's like, wow, I can take that you say you're smarter than me, but you saying you're hotter than me, that's too much. Okay, we actually kind of need to see Hassan's reaction to that, just because I think it's fucking hilarious.
Stick to the issues on that front too, and not the petty grievances. Chatters still try to bait me to this day. They're like, oh, look at
I don't know if he, maybe did he even say anything to that part?
But, like, for me, I don't even get the nostalgia aspect.
Was out of context. Everything was correct. I am an Islamist, fundamentalist, radical terrorist. I am a vicious anti-Semite. It's true. Most importantly, Ethan is more attractive than me, both physically and also mentally. I've been lying about everything, including my glasses. They're fake. He was right about that.
Anyway, that's a pretty funny reaction from Ethan. Wow, I can take that you say you're smarter, but you saying you're hotter than me, that's a deep cut.
What is this? Holy shit, bro. By the way, he still hasn't watched the content nuke. I'm guaranteed it. The content puke.
Been lying about everything, including my glasses. They're fake. He was right about that.
Okay,
That's not even in the content nuke. And he was right about that too. How did he know?
Okay. There you go. You fucking debunked.
I think he's referencing the post of him in the tub, because in that post you talked about his glasses.
Okay, so AB actually like put in like quite a bit of pushback, at least in the sections that I saw. Even up to the point where they had to hit the button in response to like something that AB said to them, which I think is pretty funny. I'm gonna speed this up.
I think he told me at one point. I mean, he might have both. But no, I'm 100% sure that one time he came on Leftovers and he was wearing unprescription glasses. 100%. So I mean, like he might have both, or maybe his vision.
I just remember the last episode.
He said.
I remember the last episode. He said he didn't have his on him. Maybe that's what you're referring to. He said he couldn't see the screen the last episode of.
No, I'm not referring to that. I'm referring to something else. But I mean, fine. You got me on the glasses thing. Fucking owned, I guess.
Everything. How? Wake up, Ethan. Wake up, Ethan. Ethan, wake up.
Look at this.
Wakey, wakey, Ethan. Wake up, Ethan. Wake up.
Bro, what? I cannot believe what I'm seeing. This is just I can't do it.
I'm to be awake.
Did you tell him to say he's hotter than me? Was that your line? I think it probably was.
Bro, that line stuck in Ethan's craw so hard.
Ethan, wake up, Ethan. This is no longer a dream. This is
Denims, who once again aligning himself with Denims, who literally calls my wife a baby killer, amongst other insane, terrible things. So that's good.
This is no longer a dream. This is a nightmare. Wake up.
It's not a nightmare. I mean, it is shocking.
What a nightmare.
It's real. Why is he like so full of himself? He's like, wake up, dude. This is your nightmare. Like, dude, you're not that guy. You're not that guy anymore. Clearly.
Dumb bitch is telling you to wake up.
This dumb bitch. Well, oh yeah, because she was calling rape victims liars. That's why I called her a dumb bitch. Do you remember that part, Ian, or you don't care about that?
Wake up, Ethan.
wake up.
Oh my God. Frogan, what a nightmare. Talk about a jump.
I love that. He's like, this is a nightmare. Why does he think that he's being so cool and creepy? Frogan goes on the screen. Frogan, what a fucking nightmare.
Scare. This man willingly got in a room with Frogan to make a video about how I can't. Bro, I can't. How is this real? This is like, am I dreaming?
See? They told you to wake up.
I think I do need to wake up. This is surreal. Idubbbz was literally like co-signed Frogan, the girl who said, I hope fucking veterans get PTSD.
Wake up.
The girl who put on a fucking racial tier list. He's co-signing. The world really has lost its mind. It really has, man. It's crazy.
Like, I don't even have anything to say here because it's just everything that Ethan's saying is a lie. I mean, I guess she did say that soldiers had PTSD. She got banned from Twitch for that for like 2 weeks or whatever. The whole racial tier list thing is complete bullshit. Ethan's just, that's like another lore that only exists in his mind. It's another piece of the lore that we're going to find when someone finally dissects the mind of Ethan Klein. But yeah, like Ethan's just like, oh, wow, you're making a video with them? I can't believe it. Okay. What great reaction commentary.
Wake up, Ethan. Ethan.
Once again, I barely even talked about you. I don't even know the fuck. I've seen clips of him, but I don't know who this guy is. I know he's Sean DeBlack. I know that's his name, but I get the feeling it's one of these situations like with the Millhouse guy. God, why is he being so creepy? Look how he's creeping around like
Anthony Sargon. Do not worry.
Caught you, Zionist.
Wake up. Wake up. Snooze anyone? Just wake up.
Snooze anyone? You can tell like he's got no jokes. His jokes is just like walking around sillily. That's holy.
Sometimes that hits.
I know. Sometimes it hits. It's not a one time. It's not a one trick.
Right. It shouldn't be a one trick. It's a tool in the toolbox to do silly walks, for sure.
Wake up.
Wake up.
Oh my God.
Wake up, Ethan.
He's got no
This
jokes.
is like the most unintimidating group of idiots you could ever assemble. Like this is like so funny to me. Holy shit. And by the way,
it's so funny. It's like, this is the most unintimidating group of idiots that you could ever assemble. And then later on in the Content Cop video, iDubbbz posts a tweet, or he like goes over that tweet where he's like, "Oh yeah, I made a joke that Ethan should box Hassan in my event," and Ethan's like, "No, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Plus, like he's another weight class than me." And now these are the most unintimidating groups of people.
Wait, if they think this is going to stop what's coming, which is what I think is so funny, they think like it's not. Okay, everything that I said is coming is coming. This is actually pretty entertaining. I'm not even fucking tripping. This is kind of fun to watch. It might take me 2 episodes to get through this anyway.
We were late on.
Just remember, Ethan had to pat himself on the back about 5-6 times for just watching the video. He's like, I'm a brave little boy. I can watch this video raw. I don't need to pre-watch it at all. I'm a real live streamer.
Doc today, to be honest.
Yeah, it's kind of vibes. Well, it's funny, we were talking yesterday, we're like, well, if he does drop a content nuke, that'd be a good title and thumbnail. But I was like, you guys are insane. It's so stupid. Obviously, it's not about me.
I seem to recall saying, yeah, I think it's probably not, but I wouldn't say it's a 0% chance. And you said,
yeah, Mr. 0%.
No,
I thought 0%. It was 0. I thought it was 0%. No, I thought it was so insane because I was like, we had like one.
I don't disagree that it's insane for him to do it, but also, I don't know.
Well, clearly I was wrong. I thought it was 0. That's how confident I was. Like, this doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
They're doing the L fucking Fortnite dance. Are we still doing that?
I'm not gonna do over here.
You actually talked to all these. This man brought Frogan, Denims, and Shonda Black to do the Fortnite L dance. Bro thinks it's still like 2000 or whatever, or 2020 when this was funny. Was it ever funny? I don't know.
Content, yeah, chat.
I'm the same Joe Biden.
Actually, Hassan might be the only person that Ethan would raw dog.
Doesn't this feel like a second intro?
And then here he's doubling down on the song. How can he do that? How can he talk to a Jewish man and trivialize what people are saying makes them feel like it's a racial anti-Semitic trope? And here he is co-signing it. He can't even be like, I understand what you're saying, but I disagree. No, he's co-signing it. He's saying that this is not anti-Semitic and you're crazy for thinking a racial fucking tier list was inappropriate. Someone says, I can't believe Hassan agreed to this. That's the least surprising thing about this. Now, to me, I'm totally not surprised at all that any of these people are in it. What just surprised me is that iDubbbz is stooped to this level here. Okay, it's going on a bit now. We get it.
Well, again, there was already an intro to the video.
Yeah, how many? I'm woken up. You gave me plenty of time.
We're 3.5 minutes in.
Yeah, come on, I'm up. He's up. It's not Easter yet.
It's not quite Easter, but he's up.
This is fun. Can I get a soda? Let's get some.
What do you want?
Food.
Choose your weapon. What do you want?
I'm into the Diet Dr. Pepper lately.
Dr. Pepper?
Diet Dr. Pepper.
Okay, we're gonna skip ahead because I don't think they watched the video for a while. Ethan needs his snacks and drinks. He's really not beating the I'm a big boy allegations. I'm gonna watch this video, but can I get a soda? Mr. Dan.
Good.
Third intro?
Does he have shit in his teeth?
I think he's missing a tooth. I noticed that from the other thing.
Oh, it's a tooth.
Oh, it's silver.
Okay.
It's pretty cool.
That's epic. Are you sure it's not gold?
Or gold. Sorry, it's a gold tooth.
You think
he has a gold tooth?
Yeah, it's pretty sick. I'm not gonna lie. I already said it on stream, so I can't hide.
You know what's funny?
Way, all three of these people, as far
I used to watch those like interrogation videos where it's like, oh, and this person killed his girlfriend and their dog, and now we're going to see how the police interrogators draw a confession out of them. And one thing that a lot of people do in those interrogation videos is they'll like start babbling about anything at all that they can think of that's completely unrelated to the case. So it'll be like, oh yeah, so what were you doing on that day? They're like, well, I started off fishing, and here it's like great fish, there's like bass, and I use this lure and this weight, and I go to this spot, and they'll be able to talk about it for hours. And I'm just getting that vibe from Ethan. He's so it's like he's so unwilling to accept that this is happening, because and the reason I think that is because he's literally said, I can't believe this is happening. I can't believe this is happening. He's so unwilling to accept that this is a reality that he's living in, that he's like focusing on everything. He's focusing on every little minute detail that he could possibly find. Oh, is there something in his tooth? Wow, are we supposed to take him seriously? Like, he's dressed up as a cop and yet he smokes and drinks. There's this inherent contradiction there. And Dan's like, that's where the humor comes from. Then he pauses. Yeah, he's just pausing on everything, commenting about basically the aesthetics of the video rather than any of the actual substance of the video.
As far as I understand it, are like straight up Hassan waiting room streamers. That, like,
Well, now they're in the room.
they're in the room finally.
Made it.
Y'all made it, y'all. Woo! Give my regards to his mom, who's cooking chicken for him right now and cleaning his house. Well, hold on. Before we move on, I saw the pic of them all in there, and I was like, oh my god. But let's rejigger the title thumbnail.
Also, we've had an ad.
Oh shit.
Yeah, we're way over. I apologize. It's been a little distracting here.
Yeah, totally.
It's my fault.
It will take. You did it.
Yeah, I looked at every comment. Nobody said that. That's tiny.
Ironically, I feel like if anything, this is going to help the channel. Like, anyone who's already not watching has already left. And anyone who's interested, that like hates iDubbbz now, who's interested in the story, might like come over and watch what I have to say. I mean, will, right?
Oddly enough, I saw a Goku Naro video was...
Ethan's basically like, let me court all of the right-wingers that hate iDubbbz when he apologized for being a conservative asshole. Ethan's like, now we'll get all of those fans to join us.
Fed to me on my feed yesterday, and when I clicked it, or he was live, first thing he said, if the content cop is on Ethan, I'll literally eat a shoe on stream.
To be fair to him, I was that confident too. Hey guys.
Oh, there's puppies.
Hello.
There's puppies. Whoa! Oh shit! That.
I plugged it back in there.
Dude,
the second that message hit in WhatsApp, Zach was up and fixing the mic. He's a fucking legend.
So nice meeting you.
Yeah, nice seeing you.
I did not see the beginning, but I heard yesterday about the news.
Yeah.
I was saying we should.
Yeah, I don't even know who Sam Hyde. All I know is that Sam Hyde is like a Nazi that threatened to kill Hassan.
We need to take bets. Who's gonna get hurt first?
Like, this is just textbook procrastination. I know, because I'm a procrastinator. What Ethan's doing right now is procrastinating, and he's retreating to any kind of safe space that he can find. So when he sees Frogan, he's like, oh, why would you associate with her? She does a Jewish racial tier list. Goes back to that safe space. His wife shows up, and he has the dogs there, and he has to sit on the ground and pet the dogs, of course. He's like, oh, well, before we keep doing this, can I get a sody? Or they do an ad. This is just procrastinating, because I think Ethan is genuinely afraid to watch this. He kept trying to not watch it. He's like, should we do a poll? Maybe the audience doesn't want me to watch it. And Dan's like, they're going to want you to watch it. And he's like, we'll just do a poll anyway. Just do a poll anyway. Like, let's see. Like, when you say they're going to want me to watch it, do you mean like 90% or like a 60%? Like, what are we ballparking here? This is just procrastination. Like, I can recognize it too.
First, and how quickly it will take. You did already? Oh, well,
not really.
Kind of.
He slammed into the table pretty hard, but
Oh my
it wasn't
God.
too big a deal. Oh, Olive.
My initial thoughts, like, so Ian, he's so tired of his content cop and he's so embarrassed by it.
Yeah.
Yet he chose to do it again. Like, I just know he's puking in his own mouth right now at night. And content cop about politics.
Pretty happy about it. That's what
It's just like, it's so cringe. It doesn't work. You're so cringe right now, dude. Like, take a look at yourself. What content cop used to be, it's like, that doesn't go today with politics. That's just ridiculous.
You look great, by the way.
Oh, thank you. I think Dan is looking great.
Yeah, Dan looks
But you
fantastic.
do it,
Thank you.
It's okay. I listen. I accept that. You know.
Oh, thank you.
When Hassan says in the first beginning of the video that
This part was so funny. Okay. He even compliments his wife, and his wife is just like, oh yeah, thank you. And Dan, you look amazing. Okay. And then she has to bring up the fucking Hassan jab at Ethan.
I think Dan is looking great.
Yeah, Dan looks
But you do
fantastic.
it.
Thank you.
It's okay. I listen. I accept that. You know.
Oh, thank you.
When Hassan says in the first beginning of the video that you're hotter than him inside and outside, I was like, damn right.
You felt that, huh?
I felt that.
But like, isn't that so cringe? Like, bro,
It's so
he's going for like the I'm hot.
He's
like,
not
you're
reading
actually,
the frat boy allegations.
You're doing the I'm hotter than you.
That's like what they're opening with.
That's another thing.
That's why I'm saying content cop about politics, and then this is the level. They're like dancing and doing stick, and this is about Israel Palestine.
Yeah, I mean, so far it's been a bunch of silly.
We haven't actually gotten to the video.
I mean, we've done.
But just based on who's in the video, I don't need to like. I
Right, I
already
think that's
gathered
a
some
fair
information.
assumption,
Why
yeah.
are they there? What do those people talk about, and what do they criticize us for? It's Israel Palestine. So
yeah,
a
no.
content cop about that.
It has to.
Can
in
we
this
think of a
setting-
different angle of what it could be about?
Go ahead.
Yeah, what's in common with Frog and Denims?
Yeah,
Maybe they all.
Matt Lieb, Noah Samson.
I'm trying to
But-
think what else Ethan has gone.
Noah
after.
Samson's kind of a
More
one-trick
politically
pony.
Oh God, so gross.
Is he going to defend Noah?
So gross. Oh, Noah Samson only talks about genocide. He's a one-trick pony. So fucking gross, dude. Saying that talking about genocide on your channel makes you a one-trick pony.
Noah Samson's sleeping with people and not without a condom and not telling him he has other sexual partners.
I don't.
That is not woke, bro.
Maybe it's about like being a privileged white person in America and criticizing politics in the Middle East. I don't know, because that's in common, I guess.
The part that whenever
A privileged white person in America criticizing politics in the Middle East. You mean what you and Ethan Klein have been doing? It's... God. First of all, that's literally like that's an argument against imperialism. Just the fucking concept of numbers and data and being able to have knowledge that you haven't just gained from your own personal life experiences. That's the Andrew Tate argument. Pixar didn't happen. Oh, well, I personally didn't see the dinosaurs die, so I don't believe in that. What? It's a stupid argument. The second thing that's funny about it is she's describing herself. Okay, you grew up in Israel. You were a fucking stupid kid there. When did you leave Israel? Like, did she leave? I don't know. She's been living in the U.S. for a while now. You think you can talk about politics all day? Oh, but she reads the Times of Israel, and so that gives her that allows her to talk about the politics. Okay, so reading articles allows you to talk about the politics. Once again, it's just ridiculous, and she's like, oh, people are criticizing Israel's actions, but they don't even live there. That's just another form of Israeli propaganda. Ela, all reliable, privileged American talking. Yeah, thanks for the super chat, NJ Ranger.
I keep thinking about this one thing, is that like, you look at people like iDubbbz now, and Noah Samson, and even Hassan, who's lived a life of luxury and been in the United States most of his life. And when he was in Turkey, his family was extraordinarily rich and powerful. These people, they never had to make a difficult choice. They were never confronted with any uncomfortable decisions about what their life is. Like when you're born in Israel, you have a lot of fucking crazy shit happening all the time, and it's a difficult morally thing to navigate. And like these people, they act so fucking righteous and high and mighty and pure, like we know what's the right answer, and why can't you just decide to say the right answer? It's like they don't have to deal with the complexities of being born there. We're like, don't you think it would be so much easier if we were just like, yeah, no, fuck Israel forever? Like, do you know how much better and easy?
Like, it's so funny. Ethan Klein is literally just describing his bias to be pro-Israel, and then being like, you know what? Wouldn't it be easier if I had the correct position on this? Don't you think that would make my life easier if I actually was against an ethno-state and I actually did call what they're doing in Gaza genocide, and I did call what they're doing in the West Bank ethnic cleansing? Why don't you guys have empathy for me? It would make my life so much easier if I just did those things. But because I was born in Israel, I'm biased. So why can't they empathize with me that I'm biased? That's quite literally what he's putting out there right now. He's saying, I was born in Israel, and because of that, I'm biased. Like, and he's trying to bring privilege into it. He's trying to say that, oh, well, I had a tough choice. Like being a citizen of Israel, it made my life really hard because I had to make choices. completely meaningless, completely has like no relevance to what he's trying to say, which is saying, oh, well, since you are rich or you've never been in a position where you had to be conscripted into the army, even though Hassan was, and he decided to leave, he decided to not do that. He's basically saying like, oh, you're being hypocritical. You are criticizing my decisions from your high horse, which is ironically what he does to Rashid al-Haddad. And if Hassan interviews that kid and tries to humanize him even a little bit, Ethan will then screech at the top of his lungs and say, terrorist supporter, you're platforming a terrorist. You're allowing this terrorist supporter to go onto your show uncritically. Okay, like obvious double standard, obvious just Islamophobia from Ethan Klein, and it's just funny to me that he's openly admitting to being biased in favor of Israel, and he's pontificating about how much easier his life would be if he didn't have that bias and he could just assume the correct positions on this.
We know, like, these people, and even Hassan, who's lived a life of luxury and been in the United States most of his life, and when he was in Turkey, his family was extraordinarily rich and powerful. These people, they never had to make a difficult choice. They were never confronted with any uncomfortable decisions about what their life is. Like when you're born in Israel, you have a lot of fucking crazy shit happening all the time, and it's a difficult morally thing to navigate. And like these people, they act so fucking righteous and high and mighty and pure, like we know what's the right answer, and why can't you just decide to say the right answer? It's like they don't have to deal with the complexities of being born there. We're like, don't you think it would be so much easier if we were just like, yeah, no, fuck Israel forever? Like, do you know how much better and easier my life would be if I was just like, yeah, Israel's genocide, we need to disband its borders, and yeah, the people, whatever.
The ultimate point, they're coming after me, a person who did leave Israel. That's your ideal. You guys want people to leave Israel, right? I'm not there. Go after somebody else. What do you guys want from me?
We should move to Israel to spite them.
Yeah, let's go back. So that we can actually be...
And I'm gonna have a bunch of kids.
For them to talk about.
I'm gonna move back to Israel and have 10 kids. Right, Hila? She didn't hear that part.
You did not hear that part. And I heard it suggested that maybe this video is about your notebook take.
Oh.
What if these people are all
I mean, joking about supporting a genocide state. Oh yeah, that's such a funny joke. We're gonna like support a genocidal state to spite the people that are campaigning against genocide. Just soulless. Like there's nothing redeeming about that at all. Like these people need to do a lot of shit to make up for just how callous they are about what's happening.
By their love.
And I'm gonna have a bunch of kids.
Your ideal. You guys want people to leave Israel, right? I'm not there. Go after somebody else. What do you guys want from me?
We should move to Israel to spite them.
Yeah, let's go back. So that we can actually be...
And I'm gonna have a bunch of kids.
For them to talk about.
I'm gonna move back to...
And I love how they act dumb about all of this. Oh, what more do you want from me? I don't know, maybe calling what Israel's doing a genocide? How about that?
Israel and have 10 kids. Right, Hila? She didn't hear that part.
You did not hear that part. And I heard it suggested that maybe this video is about your notebook take.
Oh.
What if these people...
Spencer, I'm gonna let you do that. Do you want me to draw, or do you want me to keep a tally of every time Ethan's like doing something?
People are all unified by their love for the 2004 film The Notebook, starring Ryan Gosling and who's the girl? I forget who. Like
Adams something.
McAdams.
Rachel McAdams.
Rachel
respect
McAdams.
now. Come on.
The good news is that Ian can sleep comfortably at night knowing that he is aligned with Bad Empanada on this one. So.
Yeah, except I don't know. Personally, I think I know him a little bit as a content creator, and has like having heard him through the years and his conflicts with himself and with his own content. I know he hates content cops these days. So I think it's kind of funny.
No, but he seems pretty proud of himself.
You are dead desperate. Like, you can really tell he needs promotion for the event, because he was like...
I heard he didn't promote it in the video.
I know, but being online and everybody talking about you is promotion.
Don't you think that is kind of crazy, though? Shouldn't it be? This is going to get a lot of views. He should have plugged it.
Well, but...
Just from his standpoint.
But that's him. He's like too pure to plug stuff.
Right.
And that's why he doesn't plug shit. And that's why the event is like kind of like a contradiction, but...
Well, yeah.
What the fuck is happening? She's like, he doesn't promote his stuff, and that's why making an event is a contradiction? Is he's too pure to promote things? I mean, maybe he didn't want to promote a silly boxing fight on a pretty serious video. Maybe that's what he wanted to do.
I don't know anything about that event at this point. I don't care about it. Somebody said,
all I care about is Lena.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. People just support Lena and support her. It's fuck. And by the way,
I do think part of him choosing to do.
And Lena, we're actually going to put a lot of pressure on you to not do that event, because we don't want you to, like Ethan said, oh, if you were friends with me, Siny, you wouldn't have even talked to Hassan. And so obviously he's putting pressure on Lena to not do any kind of events with iDubbbz.
It is because he needs to be relevant.
Definitely.
Because nobody can.
He's acting like he's always said the content cop is something to be like, I'm going after the content creators who aren't being called out. It's like, bro, there couldn't be a bigger dog pile on me.
But also that was like in 2015.
That is fair.
Like not today. Today he cringes at content cop.
Not any, no, this one he's not. This one's proud because it's woke.
This one
this
has
is the first woke
Fortnite
content.
dances.
If you actually want to make woke content about politics, how are you going to do it in content cop format? That is so cringe. Dude.
Well, it's working.
I never thought I would need to like pause because it's so cringy to watch.
Well, it's been about an hour and I've made it through 3 minutes of this thing, so.
We're just getting through the intro sketches.
Yeah. I still want to put out there, and you said it too on the phone, Hila, that it might not be wise to react to this without at least getting a better sense of it so that you can be calm and collect your thoughts. And Ethan was kind of open to that too. However, we did already get like 4 minutes into it, so
I'm into it. I'm enjoying
the station
it.
at this point.
I'm enjoying it. I honestly, at this rate, I doubt we'll even finish it.
Oh, you absolutely will not.
So we'll just finish it on Friday. We got
okay.
You got content for
just keep the button close. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, you too. You got one too.
That's true. Okay, maybe I'll just silently button.
No, I don't feel heated anymore. I'm like fine.
No, you do seem relatively calm, but I don't know what's in this video, and so if something sets you off,
whatever he has to say is not going to be something I haven't already heard. You know what I mean?
Well,
but like this,
he does go after your apology rating.
That
could make you snap. That could make you go postal.
By the way, this is what's fucking I don't think I have anything accountable, but I'm going to look at the criticism and respond to it. This is what this looks like. Hassan still will not watch the content nuke. And by the way, when he watches clips of it, he needs someone else to hold his hand and prepare the responses for him to agree with. Yeah. I don't need that. I'm confident in myself.
I think that's a little weak of Hassan to not be willing to take it head on. However, I can understand, again, just it's so personal with this being somebody who's a longtime friend of yours. I foresee you getting pretty heated, and sometimes when you get heated, you say things you regret. So
we got buttons.
I am
we do have
absolutely so heated. It's definitely very.
Like, I feel like Dan's just doing this to give them an out, because I think he can sense that they really don't want to watch it. Because if they wanted to watch it, they'd be watching it already. He's like, if you like, it's okay if you don't want to watch it, guys. You're totally okay. Ethan's like, no, I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it without any safeguards. My wife is here. I have my emotional support animals here. I have my entire crew to chime in and to laugh at all my jokes. And I have a button if I say anything I regret. But Hassan watches other people's videos about me because he needs someone to hold his hand. He's the baby. I'm not the baby.
Emotional for me. I'll try to like shut my mouth until I really have something to say.
Just if you get heated, remember whatever gets clipped, Dan's gonna be wearing bows in his hair. So
that's encouraging.
Yeah.
Honestly,
what a day for that, huh?
So cute with the bows.
Well, I took it off, and then the whole chat yelled at me. So.
Do you think the thumbnail? We should change the thumbnail too, I guess.
Oh my god! So much. Just get to the fucking video. Okay, here we go. Finally.
Yes.
I will remain intact.
Let's just jump right into it.
The polls.
Yeah, let's watch. I agree. Throw that up, love, and we'll move on.
I got you.
Yeah. All right. I didn't plan on making a content cop on H3. It sounds very stupid even saying that. H3, content cop, iDubbbz. Ethan Klein's out of control. And then you should do a content cop on Hassan Piker, content cop on Sargon of Akkad. If I would imagine this in 2016, I would have been like...
He did a silly accent, I
mean,
guess.
that is exactly right, though.
He did do a
Why
silly...
did you do it? It's not 2016.
This is the thinnest margin I've ever seen on a poll.
It's close, yeah, it's close. But
It's literally 50-50.
Well, you all are calling me ugly, so I'm not buying it. And frankly, I find that ableist. No is inching out. Thank you to my lovely fans.
Why is he wearing a cowboy shirt?
I don't know. He just took it off. He's matching his aesthetic, his tattoo aesthetic.
No, like it.
Like, oh yeah, if I ever do that, it's got to be because.
Yeah, I reacted to it last time. I'm reacting to the reactions now just because I think it's funny. But I thought the content cop was actually pretty good. I thought it was extremely well sourced, and I thought that it did something that not other people have really been doing, because a lot of people have been targeting Ethan for his takes on Israel and Palestine. But what they haven't been doing is really targeting him for just being kind of a shitty person to be around and like a shitty friend, and like being hypocritical in his crash out, which I thought the content cop did a good job of doing.
I lose the plot. Well, it turns out.
Bro, the truth is, the moment I saw this man in a mullet, covered in fucking Chuck E. Cheese 25-cent tattoos, I got concerned for him. I was like, this bro. But when he cut his hair, I was like, okay, maybe everything's gonna be okay.
Maybe it was just a phase.
Yeah, but it's not just a phase, Mom.
Now, it's not me losing the plot. It's Ethan. He's the one who fucking attacked first.
Yeah, my good fucking friends who I stood by after all these fucking years can't find a spine to speak up.
So go fuck yourself.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll keep listening. Agree.
All right, guys, I'm going to tell you a story.
Are you gonna? Okay, hopefully he'll give a little context to at least why we're upset about him. What he should give context to why we were upset and what his editor said about us, which was, what did the editor say about you? Something that you were like.
Don't remember. I blocked stuff like that off my memory.
Yeah, I mean, as horrible as you can imagine. In fact, yeah, maybe you guys can find what the Mr. Froggy was saying about me, just to give context.
Does that make a statement in this video? Because like this is just as much about her too.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
Story about Ethan Klein. I know some of you have been following him, but there's a lot of people who might not be familiar with the background, with his.
Oh yeah, it was something about Shredder. He said something. What was it? Something like just I don't know. You can find the screenshots. I think it's important.
Galia has everything. You guys just ask Galia.
Yeah.
Podcast with what's been going on over the past couple of years. So Ethan, as you know, is a content creator who has a podcast.
Oh, they know who I am.
Oh,
Stop
okay,
it.
we're going back that far.
We know. They know who I am. Stop. Come on.
Where he says all sorts of outrageous
Bro,
stuff.
you introduced yourself in your own video. Is this a real criticism that we're doing right now?
Sometimes it's fun, sometimes it's fucked up. He's had shows with all sorts of different controversial characters. He's had a show with Trisha Paytas. He's had a show with Hassan Piker. In doing so, he's gathered a ton of different audiences. Now, in his podcast with Hassan, Leftovers, they would mostly talk about surface level progressive shit and make fun of right-wingers.
And you're telling me he didn't flick their dick once at least?
Oh, that's 100 shavers, you trans women. I say, oh no!
And it was mostly that until they actually had to reckon with a very serious topic. I would
Can
say
I just
that
interject already? Like, his introduction of you is already pretty funny.
He acts like he doesn't know me.
Yes, you're acting like you didn't make videos together
Like,
that
bro.
were like really big, and that you didn't come on this podcast that you're supposedly describing what it is.
That you've been on a bunch of times. Yeah.
So this guy H3 that you may know. What?
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's saying, so Froggy Tonic, amongst other things, he was saying, I killed my dog by feeding him cheese. He died at 6, lifespan 13, by the way, which is funny, weird, funny detail. Then he says, so how can you question why I'm concerned about the kids? This guy was like doing the CPS thing when he can't even protect his own dogs.
Yeah.
Little homie even ingested pills left on the floor. Like, and again, I told that story that's of guest when he was a puppy.
Yeah, the reason this was so upsetting on so many levels is like Anissa and Ian were at our house a lot of times. They saw us with our kids.
And our dogs.
And our dogs. So, you know.
So, but like, yeah, I mean, I'm like, dude, this is your editor and you're not going to say anything? Like, I mean, I spoke up for you. It just feels like pretty, it just feels
Mom,
pretty sad.
Ethan hit me first. That's what IDub sounds like.
Yeah, and by the way, it was just like one
You were
thing.
kind of asking for it, right? I feel like a mom.
I feel like pretty justified in being angry. Let's see if he
Oh no, I said go fuck yourself.
And I wasn't alone in that either. A lot of people in the audience were like, you know, it's fucked up that he's not standing up for you. And I'm like, yeah, it is fucked up, you know?
Both of them.
Hassan was very well equipped to talk about that topic.
Palestinian people living in the West Bank are subject to these horrific conditions, horrific living conditions by the state of Israel, America's greatest ally and the only democracy in the Middle East, if you ask Republicans and even liberals.
What the dancing? Are you actually seriously gonna? This is okay. This is like some weird appeal to authority thing he's doing, where it's like Ethan talks about silly stuff, Hassan talks about serious stuff. Therefore, his opinion is more valid. It's like,
And what does iDubbbz talk about?
I mean, yeah, who are you to decide? Yeah, exactly.
Hold on. What is Content Cop usually about?
You're famous for fucking
About TanaCon.
making fun of Leafy is here and Tana, saying the N-word to in front of Tana.
Oh
which he's
my
apologized for, and I have too for my usage of that. But I'm just saying, I find this a weird appeal to authority, kind of pathetic.
Once again, he's not doing an appeal to authority. He's just explaining that Hassan had more background information on it. An appeal to authority would just be saying, oh yeah, Hassan has more education, or he's a more authoritative force on this issue. Thus, we can just take everything he says at face value and regard that as the truth. Oh, Hassan says this, so it must be the truth. That's not what he's doing. And dude, like, if you're trying to say you know more about politics than Hassan, he's completely lost the plot. Like, that might have been the most delusional thing that he's implied. I also like how they're like, oh, iDubbbz is saying that we talk about silly stuff, so we can't talk about serious things. But, like, what does he know? He just talks about silly stuff.
Okay, guys.
Israeli settlers are trying to evict Palestinian families in occupied East Jerusalem. The United Nations says that that may be a war crime. It literally is.
It's just eating the...
What does that have to do with us?
This is such a pathetic argument. It really is. So he's saying my opinion as an Israeli Jewish man is worth far less than Hassan's.
So this is what you don't understand. Hassan actually spends time researching these issues that he talks about, but Ethan's opinion as an Israeli Jewish man automatically makes him the utmost authority on it, even more so than Hassan.
Because I've done silly content.
Did we ever disagree with that? Did we ever like prop up settlers?
I don't think it make no, of course not.
So what does that even have to do with us?
The thing is, like, I've always
what did she say? Did I ever disagree with that? Did I ever prop up settlers?
Israeli settlers are trying to evict Palestinian families in occupied East Jerusalem. The United Nations says that that may be a war crime.
Like, once again, I think that this is just a this is an example of Hila and Ethan having extremely poor media literacy skills, because this isn't, oh, Hassan's making a point and that Ethan and Hila disagree with. What this is doing is trying to say that on this day, Hassan is talking about serious politics, and on that exact same day, Ethan and Hila are laughing at people dancing on the beach. It's to illustrate the point that he just said, that Hassan is equipped to talk about serious issues, and Ethan is not equipped to do it. And you can say that this is disingenuous because at any point, maybe, like, you could find a day where Ethan's talking about a serious issue and Hassan's, like, I don't know, role-playing as a paladin for a D&D campaign or whatever. Like, this obviously is just a very kind of, it's not like, it's not an overall picture of it. It's like a snapshot, and it could be disingenuous, but just say that it's disingenuous. Don't be like, oh, wait, are you saying that we disagree with what Hassan's doing? That just shows you don't understand the video that you're watching.
It literally is.
It's just eating the...
What does that have to do with us?
This is such a pathetic argument. It really is. So he's saying my opinion as an Israeli Jewish man is worth far less than Hassan's because I've done silly content.
Did we ever disagree with that? Did we ever like prop up settlers?
I don't think it make no, of course not.
So what does that even have to do with us?
The thing is, like, I've always I don't believe that it makes my opinion less valid. You know what I mean? Like, we're two people having a conversation. What's the point of doing a show together if it's like this guy? And by the way, this is Israel-Palestine. This is like one of the most contentious issues of all time. Like, you really just going to throw your hat in with Hassan for just a straight up appeal to authority? Just like, he's been serious about this longer, therefore he's right. He also fucking said that the Houthi...
Did he say he's right? He just said that Hassan's more equipped to talk about it. Also, man, like, from any other person saying Israel versus Palestine is one of the most contentious issues, I would get it, but it's not a complicated issue, and it really shouldn't be contentious if you're looking at it with, like, clear eyes. Ethan himself said that he's biased because of his proximity to Israel. So maybe that's why it's such a contentious issue for him. But it's really, like, maybe in the sense that there's an active genocide going on and you're contending with people that are supporting that genocide. But I think people pretty much know where they lie. Like, there's people that are lying to support genocide, and then there's people that are fighting against the genocide. There's not really an in-between right now, other than people that just don't know what's going on at all.
Kid isn't a terrorist, and like he literally says, I am a terrorist. This man, you know, he thinks Nasrallah is based, the guy who says we will hunt down the Jews wherever it's better that the Jews all go to Israel so that we don't have to hunt them down worldwide. That's the guy he thinks is based.
What was the date on?
No. Ethan is just misrepresenting reality. He is a completely unreliable narrator, so it's safe to assume that every single thing he says is really stupid. What he's misrepresenting here is a clip where Hassan is covering Hassan Nasrallah, and one chatter in Hassan's chat says, I can't believe I'm going to say that Hassan Nasrallah is based. And Hassan says, yeah, Hassan Nasrallah is really educated. You guys just orientalize him and assume that he is not as smart as like white people, but he's actually read a lot of books. That's not Hassan agreeing with the idea that Hassan Nasrallah is a based guy. Like, there might be some positions and some statements that Hassan Nasrallah has made in regards to imperialism from the West and from Israel that Hassan would agree with. But the fact that Ethan just takes that and says, Hassan says that Hassan Nasrallah, the leader of Hezbollah, is completely based, and he wholeheartedly agrees with every anti-Semitic thing that he's ever said, is, I mean, if Ethan loves throwing around defamation, that is defamation.
That last clip.
Let's see.
East Jerusalem.
May 11th.
2021.
Is his.
The United Nations says that may be a war crime. It literally is.
Let's just eat
It's interesting. Here, take a look at this.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Oh my God, Dan, you sweet fucking.
I didn't find this guy.
May 15th. May 15th. What was that
4
date
days
from?
later? It
The
said,
11th?
it said May 11th. So this is the 15th. So this is a few days later. It's not the exact same day.
Wow.
But he luckily, because the year is 2025, has the advantage of foresight, of hindsight. Actually, it's the other way. We're looking backward.
Right.
So let's just take a step back. Remember where we are right now. iDubbbz used two clips to juxtapose Hassan and Ethan Klein. He was basically saying, oh yeah, Ethan Klein is like a kind of a silly guy. He just looks at silly stuff while Hassan talks about this a lot. Therefore, Hassan is more equipped to talk about this issue. And Ethan Klein is like, oh, well, 4 days after you used one of those clips of me, I posted about Israel and Gaza. So where we are at right now is Ethan trying to say, no, I am a very serious person, okay? And this tweet is supposed to prove it.
So this is 4 days after he apparently says that I am just fooling around, and he's building up to this thing that, well, let me just read it. My thoughts on the Palestinian-Israeli conflict. The Israeli government is making me sick. Even if Hamas is operating...
What kind of Zionist are you? How dare you say that about our dear leader?
4 days.
I'm taking your keeper away, Ethan.
4 days after that date. Even if Hamas is operating as civilian...
Once again, Hila seems to think that being a Zionist means supporting Netanyahu. But then again, if they ever get called a Zionist, they scream anti-Semitism. Hey, thanks so much for the super chat. Just wanted to say thanks for your channel. It's good to have so many people standing up to dangerous lies and misinformation. Keep it up. Thank you so much. It's guys like you posting that really motivate me to do this. And it is fun. And it's definitely more fun to have people chatting, even if I ignore chat sometimes.
Buildings, it doesn't justify the total destruction of that building. It's inhumane. Netanyahu is a piece of shit warmonger and needs to go. As a dual citizen, I love Israel and the Israeli people. They deserve a government that actually believes in peace and not force and violence. The ultra-right Jewish settlers are among the greatest provocateurs in the world. They are shameless and hateful, fueled by religious zeal and enabled by the Israeli government. I wish the settling and repossession of Palestinian land would stop. I wish the bombing in Gaza would stop. Gazans deserve to live a life free of fear. By the way, I caught a memory of, I forget who was saying, I think it was Noah, that my use of the word Gazans...
No, it was Casey, Comrade Casey.
Oh, it was Casey. My use of the word of Gaza instead of Palestinians is Orientalist or something like that.
It's literally factual because there's, the West Bank.
It's just
and
people that live in
Gaza.
Gaza.
So Palestinians that live in Gaza are Gazans.
Gazans deserve to live a life free of fear, For all the crimes Hamas has committed, we must always remember that they are not Palestine. The Israeli government holds all of the power and is on them to stop the violence and show a true willingness for peace. That was 4 days after this clip.
I'm sure he would show it in this super well-researched content cop.
I mean, well, he's got the greatest minds. He's got Denims and Frogans by his side. So clearly he's got the greatest political minds of our time there backing him up. Can you, Zach, please, you got to write those Frogan soundbites. You got it today.
Yeah.
And like the deserve and all that kind of stuff.
Okay, so just once again about this tweet. I think this tweet is really interesting.
Today, he's got government holds on.
So what is this tweet saying? This tweet is basically saying, yeah, I don't like any of the things Israel's doing, and Israel holds all of the power to stop the violence. And yet, as soon as October 7th happens, Ethan immediately blames Hamas for all of the violence, and he blames people that are saying free Palestine or I stand with Palestine. And he's like, people like that are going to cause this, they're going to cause what Netanyahu's doing to continue. They're going to prolong what Netanyahu's doing. And Asana's like, no, it's not. Like, that was a huge argument they got into. A few weeks ago, when he was going over Noah Samson's video or whatever in the cease and desist letter, he's like, no, Hamas is actually to blame for this war continuing. So now he went from the Israeli government holds all the power and it is on them to stop the violence and show a true willingness for peace, to saying it's actually Hamas that is instigating this war by holding hostages and by having tunnels underneath hospitals. And so Israel has to bomb the hospitals. So yeah, you can say that in the 4 years since that tweet, Ethan's gotten way more fucking Islamophobic, way more Zionist. And then the other thing that I think is funny about this tweet is he's not criticizing the apartheid state of Israel. And so when iDubbbz says Ethan Klein is unequipped to have this conversation, and Ethan is like, no, I'm not. Look, I'm a serious politic boy. And he throws that tweet up there. That's not proving what Ethan thinks it's proving. It actually is proving the opposite. It's proving that Ethan has a very surface level view of what's going on. And he does talk about like how the settlers are bad, how the bombing's bad. It's like, yes, that's all well and good. But then he's like, I actually love Israel. I just think that the current government needs to go. And they're a warmonger. Like, actually, it's the ethno-state that's an issue, Ethan. Like, that is an issue, but that's not the root cause of all of the issues. Those are symptoms of Israel being a genocidal ethno-state.
After this clip.
I'm sure he would show it in this super well-researched content cop.
I mean, well, he's got the greatest minds. He's got Denims and Frogans by his side. So clearly he's got the greatest political minds of our time there backing him up. Can you, Zach, please, you got to write those Frogan soundbites.
I'm a strong, independent boy, and I can watch this nuke. I can watch this video without anyone holding my hand. Producer number 3, can you please pull up a soundbite of someone? And can you please pull up a soundbite of someone that I hate so we can have that on the ready for whenever my jokes don't land?
You got it today.
Yeah.
And like the deserve and all that kind of stuff. They deserve to have PTSD and all that. Both of them, you got to ride those sound bites today.
Base?
Yeah.
I really need mood.com.
.com.
.com. I really need them to create a kind for the Jewish person, like, chill out, Jew. It's not anti-Semitism, you're tripping.
There's a weed for
I'd
that?
love to smoke that one.
There's a weed for that?
I need it.
I'll hit that too.
That's a funny joke.
Toppings. And the pizza looked like a burn victim. It was all disgusting.
I don't know if you can make that joke in 2021.
Why?
It's insensitive to burn victims.
I think it's a good analogy. It's a powerful image.
Ethan was not prepared for this.
Bro, by whose opinion? Like,
He
who the fuck are you to make that call?
What you said also in May 2021.
Like,
damn.
Who are you to make that call, bro? I mean, if you're going to do an appeal to authority, let's do it right back to you. What is your experience? What ground do you have to stand on to make that judgment?
Ethan, the whole time, is more of the goof.
I love this too. It's like, oh, you, a layman, like let's just say political layman, even though I think that's a bit much. You, a layman, are saying that I am a political layman. But if you yourself are a layman, how can you say I'm a layman? It's like, you don't have to be an expert to recognize when someone's not an expert in something, right? You don't, and it kind of reminds me of something that you will hear in kind of like atheist debates where they're like, well, how do you know that not everything is a simulation? Like, how do you know that your senses are actually working properly? And it's like, well, I'm going to keep trusting in my senses because they deliver results that are keeping me alive. And if I follow the inputs that I will assume to mean that I'm alive, then I'm going to say alive, and that means that they're working. And so it's kind of like this. Ethan's relationships have all deteriorated and they've all crumbled, and now he's in this very dark position where he's criticizing the people that are getting genocided for causing this genocide. Obviously, his inputs aren't working well. iDubbbz is just like trucking along, doing his thing, whatever, keeping his nose down, staying out of trouble. His inputs seem to be working fine. If we look at the results of where your expertise has gotten you, you've gotten into a much worse position than iDubbbz. So if I'm going to trust the expertise on either of these people about political grounds, I'm going to go with the guy that hasn't completely ruined his life, tanked all of his relationships, and now is defending a genocide. I'm going to go with that guy, Ethan.
Guy, and that's fine. You know.
And what are you? Oh my God! Sorry, I'm gonna chill.
Yeah,
I'm gonna chill.
I mean, he's the silly walking around guy.
Expect Ethan to be an expert on the topic. Ethan was obviously caught in this tricky situation where he is extremely sympathetic to the Israeli cause and what's happening to them. His wife's Israeli. She served in the IDF. He obviously likes the state of Israel. On the
His
other
wife
hand,
has a name, and you know her, by the way. Sorry, that was
Why do
my
people
luck.
do that? Hassan does that too. Ethan's wife.
Yeah.
That was weird.
Let me go back. I'm gonna hit that.
No,
again.
but they do that all the time.
Why are you worried about my wife?
And it makes me feel a certain way.
It should.
Like we are friends, Ian. We were.
Remember?
I know your
me?
name. I know Anissa's name. I don't call Anissa your wife. I don't say Ian's wife. You know?
Well, I think
and if I need to
called him
apologize
his
to
wife.
Lena, I don't text AB either.
That's what I was
Motherfucker.
thinking. I don't know if he did or not, but he.
Yeah, let me see.
But why did he?
I have a hunch that he didn't. You know?
Well, I don't know.
I think he did.
He did.
When after
Well, you
we
think he did
after
or
we
he did?
called it
Yeah,
out?
when?
Let me ask.
Well, regardless, I think it's funny.
It
that
doesn't
he-
matter. Those are my feelings.
It doesn't. I think it's funny. Let me see what he said about you.
served in the IDF. He obviously likes the state of Israel. On the other hand, he's just got done capturing a massive progressive audience.
Wait, hold on.
His wife's Israeli. She served
His wife.
to
That's
the
all he has
Israeli
to say
cause
about
and what's happening to them.
that girl.
His wife's Israeli.
That's all she's good for. She's Israeli and she did the IDF, so you know what that means about her. Human garbage.
His wife is Israeli. That's crazy. My first thought was like,
how
why
is
are you
that
texting
crazy?
AB? Apologize.
How is that crazy? He's saying, like, bro, it's important that she's Israeli because you yourself said your opinions on this matter have been skewed because of your proximity to Israel. You wouldn't say your wife is Japanese if she was Japanese and she had nothing to do with Israel. Like, he's talking about your opinions on Israel. He's saying you like Israel. Your wife is Israeli. You lived in Israel. That's what he's saying. They're like, oh my God, it's so crazy that he brought up that I'm Israeli.
I think to him, like,
Yeah.
He did. I just asked her.
At the
what-
same time or after we
Yeah,
called it out?
Same time. I just
Okay.
asked her.
same exact text. Well, whatever. She didn't have to read it to me.
I don't know if it's the same.
It would have been nice if he told you guys ahead of time. It would have been nice if he just didn't even do it. It'd be nice if he was like, hey guys, I'm doing this. I'm going to buy you out.
Mm-hmm.
You guys don't have to participate.
Yeah, he's like, guys, don't do it. Like, it would be so nice if you didn't participate in this person's event that he's putting on. And once again, it's so funny. He got mad at Steiny for having Hassan on his podcast, and he's like, if you were a real friend, you never would have let that man near you. Acting like some kind of like jealous guy who's like, oh my God, now my old friend's like moving in on my ex. Ethan acting like a jealous ex. And now he's like, man, like this position just must be so difficult for you guys. I don't know, dude. Like, they don't seem that broken up about it. I don't think they've ever said that they're not going to participate in this boxing match or whatever the fuck it is.
I hope he does offer that to her. Not that, and again, not that I care.
I also
Not that I
feel
care.
bad for Froggy funky frog bait. A lot of
Who?
frogs. Lena's opponent.
Oh, her opponent. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. I'm sure he's been
Of course,
training
it has
too.
nothing- or they have nothing to do with this.
Imagine doing a content cop on like someone deeply connected to your own event. By the way, you know, those first two creator clashes were basically like H3 fan meetups. Right? I mean, there's a lot of H3 fans.
You know, yeah. I've never felt so loved in my life.
Promoted it quite a bit. I think that's fair to say.
I don't know exactly, but there was.
I don't know what percentage or anything. Yeah.
Go ahead, you say it, Frogan.
Bro, his staff is actually giving him a lot of pushback on this episode. It's kind of interesting. Like, he said so many dumb things that they've been like, I don't know if that's true.
No.
Can you pull the one of her saying that veterans deserve PTSD? Do we have that one?
I'll pull it.
Yeah,
I'm a big boy, but can you please pull up like a certain sound clips for me? Because, I mean, it's a Sigma move to watch this video, but I need some support, actually.
We gotta get that one. And
Bro, I can't believe he like unironically called it a Sigma move to watch the video. It's a video, dude. You're a YouTuber.
Psychotic ones of Denims too, and everyone else who was in there.
You guys know how many times Ian and Anissa told us that we inspire them? Like, so many times. It's just kind of funny. We used
Bro, this is kind of sad to see. Like, they are so hurt about it. They're so hurt. Ethan's like, can you pull up sound bites of these people that I don't like, please? Guys, I mean, and like that one's good, but I need more, guys. Gila's just there stewing, and she's like, do you know how many times they said that I've been an inspiration to them? Holy shit. It's pretty funny. I was an inspiration to you, and now you're criticizing me. I can't believe it.
to be inspiring. Now I'm just an Israeli that did the idea.
You're Ethan's wife.
Just your wife.
We had so many private conversations. We hung out a lot, more than any other creator, really. We were actually friends, and yeah.
Holy shit, dude. Holy fuck. Okay. All right. I did not catch this when I was first listening to this podcast, and I didn't listen to it much further than this. But I guess this is why they're actually so pissed off. Ethan just said that Anissa and iDubbbz, or Ian, were his best friends. Oh, we were actually friends. We hung out with them more than any other creator. Okay. So they were Ethan's and Hila's best friends in the... Let's just assume that it's their best friends in terms of other content creators, right? We'll just assume that. And that's really sad, dude. It's his best friend. I mean, I talked to Vadim, and Vadim from Hey It's Vadim, he was talking about how he had a pretty friendly relationship with Ethan, and that's been completely shattered because of Ethan's antics, going after Hassan and stuff. Like, Ethan really has self-isolated.
I feel like we stood with them, and to be honest, we stood with them at a time where it cost us.
Right, but it wasn't a question for us.
Of course, that was right. That wasn't a question.
Yeah, and just one comment here. It's like, well, why was it costing you? Were you standing up for something right, and standing up for something was costing you? Or were you standing up for something wrong, and that was costing you? Because if Anissa and Ian stood up to defend you guys for defending genocide, that would be a bad thing to do. Like, it's not admirable to stand up and support someone for them doing something bad. That's not an admirable thing.
Obviously caught in this tricky situation where he is extremely sympathetic to the Israeli cause and what's happening to them. His wife's Israeli. She served in the IDF. He obviously likes the state of Israel. On the other hand...
I like the state of Israel.
Obviously.
That's a weird fucking... Yeah, I mean...
What a way to simplify it.
I mean, do I like that 80% of the Jews in Israel have literally nowhere else to live, that they don't get displaced? Yes, I guess I like that. You want to boil it down to that. But you're the historian who decides who knows what. So go on. I need to defer to your expertise.
And he's just got done capturing a massive progressive audience who are very politically savvy. They follow Hassan.
Well, hold on. By political savvy, you mean just fucking basically echoing whatever Hassan tells them, but yeah.
Hassan is strictly a political streamer, so this is something they're very keyed into. So when they see Ethan say things that are just like not accurate and it's just propaganda, they're gonna call it out.
From the river to the
Okay, here we go.
sea essentially means the state of Israel is going bye-bye.
That's literally an opinion. What do you mean? Dude, do you understand? Oh my God, he's so wading into the shit here. Do you know that statement is used by terrorist groups? It's literally used by terrorist groups. It doesn't always mean that, which is, I was, of course, always saying that from the beginning, is that not everyone who says that is like meaning that they want to annihilate Israel. But a lot of people do mean that. And it's a perfectly valid, I feel, perfectly valid reaction for someone who's Israeli to feel uncomfortable with that. Like, what is it you want to do to us? You know what I mean?
I know you guys don't care about what Israelis think or feel, but for Israelis, what Ethan said, that's what it means for Israelis. So if your movement is for peace, maybe don't.
Yeah, and calling for the freedom of slaves to a lot of slave owners felt like the complete dissolution of every institution that they grew up relying on and found comforting. And a lot of slave owners and people in apartheid South Africa didn't want those systems to change because it would mean a dramatic drop in their quality of life, and there was racial fears where they incorrectly believed that if you gave the oppressed group equality, then that oppressed group would seek revenge on them and would do pogroms on them, would do like race riots and kill white people. But guess what? Slaves were freed, apartheid South Africa ended, and shit was fine because people like just want peace, man. People just want to live in peace. Oh, thanks for the super chat, Moza. Ethan defended iDubbbz because he wanted to be forgiven for his racist past too, even though he didn't make the same genuine apology. Oh, is that actually why he defended iDubbbz? What was the like, what is that what he was talking about? So iDubbbz was apologizing for his past being racist, and Ethan's like, no, I think it's a good thing to apologize for being racist. And then he lost, and then he took heat for saying it's a good thing to apologize for being racist. Okay, anyway, what was I saying? What were they even talking about?
Want to do to us? You know what I mean?
I know you guys don't care about what Israelis think or feel, but
like,
oh yeah, this whole thing. So the other thing that's hilarious about this is Ethan's talking about how, oh, I have a valid fear that terrorists use this phrase from the river to the sea and they mean to genocide all Jews. Okay, Ethan, okay. Let's follow this and compare it to the tweet that you just threw up there to show that you were politically savvy. In that tweet, you said Israel holds all the power to end the violence and to bring about peace. So then why the fuck would you care about what any kind of phrases Hamas is doing or Hezbollah is doing or the Houthis are doing? Why would you care about pro-Palestinian protesters saying from the river to the sea? Because on its face, it just says Palestine will be free, and currently Palestine is not free, so on its face it's not genocidal. And even if people were using it covertly to be genocidal against Israelis, which once again, Ethan thinks giving equal rights to Palestinians is a genocide on Israelis, even if people were using that to refer to the ethnic cleansing of Jews from Israel, which would basically be a land back movement. Even if Ethan thought about that, why would it matter? Israel still has all of the power. Israel still has all of the ability to end the violence according to himself. He threw up a tweet that said Israel has all of the power, and that was supposed to show that he was politically savvy. And so when iDubbbz said that he's an idiot and he's a political moron, iDubbbz doesn't know what he's talking about because I put up a tweet. But anyway, now he's like, no, actually, people saying from the river to the sea, that is genuinely harmful to Jews. So that's stupid. Obviously, from the river to the sea, you can say it just means free Palestine. Even if resistance groups against Israel use it to mean from the river to the sea, all of Samaria will be Arab. Okay, so what? They don't have any power. And that's not the way it's being used now. And then the last thing that I have to say on this part is I do find it really funny that Ethan Klein is like, no, all Israelis hear that phrase from the river to the sea, and they say that that's like a genocidal statement. And iDubbbz throws that up there as an example of Ethan being a dumbass and spreading misinformation. And Ethan's like, no, that's just an opinion. That fact that I put out summarizing all of Israelis' feelings and opinions on this one phrase, that's just an opinion of mine. Okay, then why would you offer it as a fact? Like, let's just run that back.
That are just like not accurate and it's just propaganda. They're going to call it out.
From the river to the
Okay, here we go.
sea essentially means the state of Israel is going bye-bye.
That's literally an opinion. What do you mean? Dude, do you understand? Oh my God, he's so...
From the river to the sea essentially means the state of Israel is going bye-bye. And he's like, that's just my opinion, bro. Okay, well, you weren't saying it as just your opinion. You were saying that is how Israelis feel about it. That's not you saying, in my opinion, it means this. That's you saying, that's how the country of Israel feels about it. And that's how Jews feel about it.
He's so wading into the shit here. Do you know that that statement is used by terrorist groups? It's literally used by terrorist groups. It doesn't always mean that, which is, I was, of course, always saying that from the beginning, is that not everyone who says that is like meaning that they want to annihilate Israel. But a lot of people do mean that. And it's a perfectly valid, I feel, perfectly valid reaction for someone who's Israeli to feel uncomfortable with that. Like, what is it you want to do to us? You know what I mean?
I know you guys don't care about what Israelis think or feel, but for Israelis, what Ethan said, that's what it means for Israelis. So if your movement is for peace, maybe don't say that.
But
maybe say something else.
He's so fucking, he has no idea what he's talking about. He says Ethan is spreading.
That's so crazy. That's so crazy, dude. She's like, I know you guys don't care about what Israelis think or feel, but that is what they think or feel. So once again, it's not Ethan's opinion, which is his immediate defense for it. It's just my opinion, bro. It's just my opinion. You are making a positive statement that is the feeling of Israelis. Okay. Then Hila says, if your movement is for peace, maybe don't say Palestine will be free because Israelis feel that is genocidal. That's a genocidal saying. So you're basically just saying no, don't do ethnic cleansing and let's give these people freedom is making the Israelis feel like they're getting genocided. Like, bro, once again, at the end of the day, you just can't center the feelings and opinions of people doing genocide. You can't take that into consideration because their feelings and opinions are illogical and they're genocidal. Like, there's no middle ground with a Nazi. There's no middle ground with someone that thinks that Palestinians or Jews or any other tier, like racial group or minority group, is subhuman and needs to be exterminated. There's no middle ground with that. You can't be like, oh, well, can you only kill half the Palestinians? Or maybe instead of killing them, just maim them and they can just live. Like, can't we like get a middle ground between us? That's a compromise, right? No, there is no compromise with the genocidal maniacs. But according to Hila, you need to take into account the feelings of the people that are supporting genocide. Like, I'm just so fucking tired of this shit. And if you don't take into account the feelings of Israelis, then you're anti-Semitic.
Israeli propaganda, and then he shows me stating an opinion about a phrase. Like, what are you claiming exactly?
It wasn't an opinion, and your wife literally just reinforced the idea that it wasn't an opinion. You were making a declarative statement saying that that's how Israelis feel about that saying.
Mm-hmm. It's like not accurate and it's just propaganda. They're going to call it out.
This is your example of not accurate propaganda? God, the bar is so low. The bar could not be lower. This is the dumbest. This is actually even dumber than some of these other people he cited. Like, I think he's making Noah Samson look like a scholar at this point. Holy shit.
From the river to the sea.
And by the way, meanwhile, this clip that we're watching is a Hamas official spokesperson saying we will do October 7th again and again and again and again, and we will never stop.
Yeah.
That's the clip we're watching. Official Hamas spokesperson. Do you want to fucking acknowledge? He is, I cannot believe he actually had the confidence to make this video. Oh, man. Can you guys find that? I find that this video is always haunting, and the way that people have continually downplayed it, I think is interesting. This is, yeah. You guys can find that and send it in Discord.
I mean, just once again, Ethan, the tweet you threw up onto the screen to show that you were a politically tuned in person said Israel has all of the power to stop the violence. Okay? But now you're like, well, I mean, actually, if you want peace, maybe you shouldn't say that Palestine should be free because that makes Jewish people's feelings, or that makes Israeli people's feelings bad. That hurts their feelings. And now you're like, wow, but this was actually in response to someone they were saying they were going to do October 7th again and again and again. Okay, but you agree that Israel has all of the power to stop the violence, right? So then why do you care about this at all? Like, you, according to that tweet, you should understand that it is the imperialism and it is the occupation that causes this violent resistance. And so the best way to end the violent resistance is to end the imperialism and the occupation. But for some reason, almost 5 years later, Ethan Klein has no recollection whatsoever about that tweet. Like, Dan threw it up there, he read it, he doesn't understand it, he doesn't know what he means by it, and he doesn't stand by it at all.
It essentially means the state of Israel is going bye-bye.
So this massive progressive audience that
So is Ian going to explain that point, or why you're wrong?
It's
Or
no, he says I'm doing Israeli propaganda, and you just shared me sharing an opinion about the phrase "from the river to the sea."
Yeah, saying that it's so funny, they can't stop doing Zionist propaganda. He's like, oh, he's just saying that I'm doing Israeli propaganda by playing a clip of me criticizing the saying "from the river to the sea," and then, like, a year and a half later, when you're reacting to someone criticizing the clip, Ela Klein goes, oh, well, I mean, maybe if you want peace, you shouldn't say free Palestine. Like, literally in the act of saying, no, that wasn't Israeli propaganda, that was just me expressing an opinion, you do Israeli propaganda. It's fucking crazy.
Crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy. That's what I just said.
Adopted over the years. They're becoming increasingly critical of his position because now he's talking about it not on leftovers. He's now talking about it on his podcast.
What I want to do is show you guys how I see Israel, because you don't see that when you listen to Hassan and you hear all these fucking mega lefties talking about it like it's.
Okay, so what do we got here? What do we got?
You guys how I see Israel, because you don't see that when you listen.
Israel again blocks Gaza aid, further risking lives. Palestinians deliberately deprived of food, water, and other necessities.
Hassan and you hear all these fucking mega lefties talking.
Israeli authorities block healthcare workers from entering Gaza.
About it like it's some super racist,
oh my God, bro, you have no idea what you're talking about.
He's now talking
I'm
about
talking about Israel proper.
What I want to do is show.
And you're
Guys, you don't understand. The imperial core of Israel is very egalitarian. Sure, they're doing genocide, but I want to show just how amazing the imperial core of Israel is. Like, sure, they're committing atrocities, but like, that's on the other side of the wall, like a few miles away. So let's just focus on how amazing the city of Tel Aviv is.
showing headlines about Gaza. I literally say in this clip that has nothing to do with the conditions of Gaza and the
Ethan Klein, like 70 years ago. Guys, you don't understand. Berlin is an amazing city. Like, I remember that there were so many Jews there, just like working in all levels of government and stuff. It was such a great city. There, even my neighbor was Polish in Berlin. I'm gonna go to Berlin and, like, sure, there are death camps in Poland that they're doing, but the city of Berlin itself was actually amazing. So I can't wait to go there and do a story about how great it is, guys.
Conditions of the West Bank, which I consider to be like apartheid. Like it's completely based on my lived experience of 5 years living in.
Okay, I want to rewind this a little bit more. Or fast forward it. Okay, so this is interesting. This is interesting. The reason that I wanted to do this is to really quick throw this up here. And it wasn't that long. Let's play this
Becoming increasingly critical of his position because now he's talking about it not on leftovers. He's now talking about it on his podcast.
What I want to do is show you guys how I see Israel, because you don't see that when you listen to Hassan and you hear all.
So we saw this headline that they threw up there.
Fucking left, like mega lefties talking about.
We saw this headline that they threw up there. Let me move this.
About it like it's some super racist, like crazy.
And then this is the other headline that we saw: Israel's apartheid against Palestinians, a cruel, and then it gets cut off.
You know, like Jim Crow style.
But however, this was that article highlighted the idea that there's apartheid within Israel as well. So when Ethan Klein says, no, in Tel Aviv there were Arabs there, first of all, just because they're Arabs doesn't mean that they're non-Jewish citizens. That's something that Ethan Klein stresses over and over and over again. And I genuinely think he forgot that Arab Jews are still Jews. I genuinely think that's what he's talking about, because he's like, no, like they weren't being discriminated against at all. There were Arabs all over the place. Like my best friend there was an Arab. He was probably a Jew. He's probably a Jew too. There's Jewish Arabs, Ethan. That's a point that you were stressing multiple times to try to say that Frogan's tier list was racist or whatever. That saying Sabra hummus is cultural appropriation is racist. You yourself talk about how diverse Israel is because there are Arab Jews. Like, I actually think he forgets that Arabs are Jews in Israel. But anyway, like, yes, there is apartheid against Palestinians in Israel. The Amnesty International, you can read how they go over all of the different aspects of apartheid that's within Israel. There's apartheid in Gaza, there's apartheid in the West Bank, and there's apartheid within Israel. But according to Ethan Klein, I didn't see any apartheid, so it's actually a great place to live. Like, he fucking loser-ass Andrew Tate bitch mentality.
Society. Like, I can't wait to show you guys.
The other day, BB fired a really good guy.
Okay, anyway. So, I said everything that I wanted to say, but Ethan's all like completely full of shit, man.
I literally say in this clip that has nothing to do with the conditions of Gaza and the conditions of the West Bank, which I consider to be like apartheid. Like it's completely based on my lived experience of 5 years living in Israel. My lived experience, bro. You are so fucking out of line. You have no idea. How do you have the confidence to make this video? Holy fuck, dude.
It's so funny, like he's such a fucking moron. The reason you didn't see apartheid in Israel is because there is apartheid in Israel, and you stayed in the Jewish parts and you didn't go to the Palestinian parts. But he's like, no, there's Arabs in all different levels of government. It's actually extremely egalitarian, and there's equality all over the place, and they have equal rights. You're saying Jews have equal rights with the Arabs when Jews are Arabs, you dumb motherfucker. No, Palestinians don't have equal rights as Jews. Jews have special rights in Israel, more rights than Palestinian Israelis do. So he, like, once again, this is just extremely like anti-data. He's just like, I have a lived experience. It's like when Bill Maher's like, oh, homelessness isn't an issue because I never see homeless people. And they're like, and then one of his guests is like, well, when's the last time you drove down to Skid Row? And he's like, never. Okay, then shut the fuck up. Why are you using your own personal experience as evidence that there aren't systemic issues? It's one of the it's honestly like the minimum bar that you need to pass to talk about politics, and Ethan can't even get over that. Maybe he isn't such a big boy after all. We got to run this back one more time.
He says I'm doing Israeli propaganda, and you just shared me sharing an opinion about the phrase "from the river to the sea." Crazy. That's crazy.
Has, adopted over the years. They're becoming increasingly critical of his position because now he's talking about it not on leftovers. He's now talking about it on his podcast.
What I want to do is show you. you guys how I see Israel, because you don't see that when you listen to Hassan and you hear all these fucking mega lefties talking about it like it's some super racist
Oh my God, bro! You have no idea what you're talking about.
He's now talking
I'm
about it
talking
on his
about Israel proper.
What I want to do is show.
And you're showing headlines about Gaza.
The other thing is like, so let's just say that there was no apartheid in Israel, and let's just say they didn't even have Palestinians living there, or there was such a small number of Palestinians there that, like, I don't know, there was no apartheid. Let's just say that. Even if there was no apartheid in Israel, Ethan Klein expressing his desire to go to Israel and say how great it is, that is still Israeli propaganda, right? Like, even if you're telling the truth, but you're focusing on the good parts of Israel, that's still doing pro-Israeli propaganda. It just so happens here that Ethan's lying. Like, he could have just said, Israel's such a beautiful place. It's such a beautiful place. I can't wait to go there and show you the beautiful landscapes of Israel and the history of Israel. There wouldn't be any lies there. I'm sure Israel is a beautiful place, right? And I'm sure there is a lot of history in Israel that Ethan could do a lot of content with. That would still be Israeli propaganda. It just so happens that Ethan chooses one of the stupidest Israeli propagandas, and honestly, like, some of the most dangerous Israeli propaganda too, because he's implying that Israel's not racist, they're just trying to defend themselves. Once we have, like, the Palestinians completely subjugated, and we're not worried about them having, like, taking over the Jewish ethnic majority group in Israel, then they can't be racist. It's like, no, it turns out that when they still have Palestinians completely subjugated, they're still racist against them, and they still do apartheid against them. So, no, Ethan, you took a swing and you missed there, buddy.
Literally say in this clip that has nothing to do with the conditions of Gaza and the conditions of the West Bank, which I consider to be like apartheid. Like, it's completely...
He considers it to be like apartheid.
Based on my lived experience of 5 years living in Israel. My lived experience, bro. You are so fucking out of line. You have no idea. How do you have the confidence to make this video? Holy fuck, dude.
Show you guys how I see Israel, because you don't see that when you listen to Hassan.
Israel blocks, and he shows these headlines. Israel again blocks Gaza aid. Again, I'm not talking about Gaza, which I say clearly in this clip, but go on.
And you hear all these fucking mega lefties talking.
Israeli authorities block healthcare to Gaza. Again, I'm not. Do you think that I'm talking about?
It's like, maybe the fact that you're not talking about Gaza is part of the reason why you're getting so much criticism. Maybe the fact that you're more willing to focus on how beautiful Israel is than what it's doing in Gaza is a big reason why you're being criticized this much.
Walking around Gaza? When I say how great multicultural it is,
We never defended how Israel attacked Gaza since October 7th, not even once. We never
No, Ethan justified it. He justified it. He said that Hamas has command centers underneath hospitals, so that's why Israel has to bomb hospitals.
Is that not the point he's making, though?
Oh, wait a second. Okay, what just happened here? We have to run that back a little bit.
I'm not. Do you think that I'm talking about walking around Gaza? When I say how great multicultural it is,
We
did
never
you think that?
how Israel attacked Gaza since October 7th, not even once.
So Hila says we never defended how Israel attacked Gaza since October 7th, not even once.
We never co-signed what they did.
Is that not the point he's making, though?
And then AB says, is that not the point he's making, though? Interesting. I mean, I don't really know where AB's going with that. I'm sure given one more sentence, we'd get a more coherent thought from him. But basically, like, chat, what do you think? What do you think we're getting there? What do you think we're getting from that exchange? Hila says maybe AB just took that to mean that they've never talked about what Israel's doing in Gaza, and then AB says that. I don't know. Yeah, I assume he's trying to tell him that, yeah, you focus on Israel, but never on what they do to Palestine. Yeah, maybe that's what it is. That is a wild button press. I figured it was like, isn't that the point that you aren't talking about Gaza? He meant, isn't that what he's saying, that you don't talk about Gaza? Yeah, I agree. And it came off like a little stilted, but I think that's the general idea. Because Ela said, we never talked about how Israel's, or we've never like supported what Israel's doing to Gaza.
What they did. Israel attacked Gaza since October 7th, not even once.
Multicultural it is?
We never defended how Israel attacked Gaza since October 7th, not even once.
Yeah, she said we never defended it. And maybe AB's like, well, you've never really criticized it either. Maybe that's what he's going to say. All right, we can skip past all of these cursed animations. That was a cool drawing, though.
Show you guys how I see Israel, because you don't see that when you listen to Hassan and you hear all these fucking mega lefties talking about it like it's some super racist, like crazy, like Jim Crow style.
Yeah, again, and this is what I'm saying. They're acting like Israel proper, which there's 2 million Palestinians living there.
Just once again, it is very cute how while trying to say, I'm not doing Israeli propaganda, Ethan Klein can't help himself but do Israeli propaganda.
In Israel with full rights. People just lie about the conditions there. They say that like Israel or Palestinians are second-class citizens in Israel, and or that like
universities, you go to universities, there are so many Muslim students, hospitals, Muslim doctors. It's like it's not what people portray
judges,
as.
Governments.
They are in the government.
But the point is not that Israel is righteous. The point is not that Israel isn't doing terrible things. And like I've always said,
in that Israel isn't doing terrible things. He can't even bring him. Let's see if he says it now. But it like is so painful for him to say that Israel is doing a genocide.
Not that Israel isn't doing terrible things. And like I've always said, straight up, is that what they're doing in West Bank is apartheid, and what they're doing in Gaza is ethnic cleansing, right? So these are terrible things.
They're also ethnically cleansing West Bank.
But what I do think is that people think that it's like Jim Crow inside of Israel proper when it's not. I live besides Palestinians my entire time there. Friends with them, worked with them. Like they're integrated in all levels. So like there's a difference. And to me, I was like, people have this wrong idea of what it's like. I would like to go there and show you guys that, like, I don't think people understand that, like, you'll walk around like Dizengoff and you'll see like Arab families and Jewish families.
It's like, yeah, Israel's doing ethnic cleansing, but you guys have the wrong idea. It's not like they're racist in the imperial core. There's actually Muslims that are Supreme Court judges and doctors, and there's Muslims at the university.
Drinking coffee next to each other, and there's no problem. You'll hear mosques doing doing prayers from a loudspeaker next to fucking like a Tel Aviv street with tons of foot traffic. Like it is fucking interesting, and that's something that I've seen as uniquely from my lived experience there that I think is worth showing to people.
Bro, I'm sorry. Just because you drank coffee beside a Palestinian and there are mosques there, that doesn't mean that there's like, does Ethan think that there was no like black churches in Jim Crow American South? Just because you see Palestinians there, that doesn't mean that there's not apartheid within Israel. Like, there are different forms of apartheid, and the Palestinians are basically being redlined from anywhere in Israel. They also have different rights than Israelis. They can't talk about their history. They can't get like federal funding to talk about the Nakba. They can't get Jews in Israel are allowed like the right to return. There's literally like a fascist party that says the whole right to self-determination is specific to Jewish people, not Palestinians. Like, Palestinians can be rejected for disrupting the culture of a neighborhood. That, like, that's a literal law. Yes, there is fucking redlining. Palestinians are not expected to serve in the IDF because serving in the IDF is how you climb the social ladder and make connections as a Jewish Israeli person. Palestinians are excluded from that institution. And this motherfucker has the nerve to sit there and be like, oh, well, I had coffee with a Palestinian once, so actually there is no apartheid. Ethan Klein seems to think that if he sees Palestinians in Israel, like in the same vicinity as him, that means that there's no apartheid. Even fucking Rosa Parks sat on the bus with white people, dude. Like, Ethan would go down to the South and be like, well, I saw a black person sitting at the back of the bus, so there must not be apartheid in the South in America. Oh, thank you for 5 gifted subs. Everyone, if you didn't get a gifted sub, but you want to get early access to videos, and I'm going to be trying to do more members-only live streams and just like fun content with that, consider subscribing. It's only $1 a month, or you can hold out and maybe a generous chatter will gift you a sub. Anyway, even if you're not subscribed or anything like that, awesome having you here. Subscribe to the channel at the very least.
And we lived in Florentines, that's South Tel Aviv, and it's super close to Yafo. It's Tel Aviv, Yafo. Yafo is like more the Muslim side, even though it's both.
They're mixed. Yeah, it's not like that anymore. It's
But
just
we would go there a lot. So you go to restaurant side, even though it's
experience there that I think is worth showing to people.
And we lived in Florentines, that's South Tel Aviv, and it's super close to Yafo. It's Tel Aviv, Yafo. Yafo is like more the Muslim side, even though it's both.
They're mixed. Yeah, it's not like that anymore. It's
But
just
we would go there a lot. So you go to restaurants where there's Arab-speaking people, and it's just, you don't even think about it twice. It's just normal.
Where there's Arabs, once again, Jews are Arabs. Okay.
Yeah, it's not. That's like no. It's not weird. Like, oh, here, it's not weird. They live together. You know, in the West Bank and in Gaza, it's a completely different story, which I say. But I think it's inspiring that you see that it's possible. It is possible for Arabs and Muslims and Jews to live together.
Yeah, but Ethan, you yourself advocate for an ethno-state. You say that Jews aren't going to feel safe unless they have an ethnic supermajority in Israel. Like, you're like, oh, if we bring down the borders, then there's a reason why Jews are afraid of having the majority Muslim people in Israel. There's a reason like that, because they've been pogromed in the past. Like, okay, well, the Jews in Europe have been pogromed too, and they still live there. Jews in America haven't been treated that well. They still live there. It doesn't seem like you have an issue when it comes to Jews living with white people, but all of a sudden when it's the potential of living with Palestinians or other Muslim people, that's when Ethan Klein has an issue with Jews being an ethnic minority.
In harmony, and they do in Israel proper. They do. I mean, there's probably a lot of discontent for obvious reasons for how they're treating Gaza and West Bank and stuff. But when he's showing stuff like
it's
that,
unrelated. It's like, we are not defending.
Oh my God, bro! How can you say it's unrelated? Holy shit! How can you say that the Palestinians' treatment by Israelis in Israel is unrelated to the Palestinians' treatment by Israelis like 3 miles away in the West Bank? How can you say that's he has no idea what's going on. Does he think that a country can do genocide like this without being racist? Oh no, they just happen to be doing genocide because that's just the way that Hamas fights. So, I mean, what you gonna do? No, they're fucking racist. And they see Palestinians, you yourself see Palestinians within Israel the same as you see Palestinians outside of Israel and in the West Bank and in Gaza. You see them the same. That's why you're like, no, we shouldn't add more Palestinians to the Israeli voter base, because then they can vote for policies that would like start hurting Jews, right? Like you see them as the same. But no, it's completely unrelated. Honestly, just no. Like, this is like child-brained. This is child-brained political analysis.
What Israel did in Gaza since October 7th, like the way they handled that has just been awful.
Yeah.
I don't even have words, you know? We've never once defended what happened there.
I mean, I even
just say genocide. They've been dancing around that this entire episode. Oh, they've done terrible things. They're ethnically cleansing Gaza. I mean, that's as close as they've gotten. Oh, Hila Klein. They've done horrible things in Gaza, and I've never defended that once. Have you criticized it? Where's AB? They really shut him up.
Like, I've even been like, yeah, I mean, I think I've even called it a genocide, and I can definitely understand. I definitely think it might be, you know, it depends.
Guys, I need clapping. I need clapping in the chat. I need clapping because Ethan took a brave step forward. He truly is the brave little boy that he said he was at the beginning of this video. He saw the content cop and he raw dogged it. It took content cop coming back for Ethan Klein to say, I think I've even said it's a genocide, and actually it may be a genocide. Give it up for Ethan taking a bold, hard stance against Israel. Just remember, according to his lawyers, Ethan Klein has condemned the genocide multiple times on occasions prior to the content nuke. And then this is Ethan Klein a week later. You're not helping your case out there too much, bud, when you're like, oh, I think it might be a genocide. I think I might have even called it a genocide once. It's like, yeah, when the vast majority of your content that you're putting out there is not focusing on what Israel's doing at all, and instead on attacking the leftists that are criticizing Israel a little too hard for Ethan's comfort level, it makes sense why Ethan would forget that he might have called it a genocide in the past. But according to the lawyers, Noah Samson is purposely defaming Ethan Klein, and he had a preponderance of evidence where he should have known that Ethan Klein was against genocide because he never condemned genocide in his content nuke, and Ethan himself forgot that he called it a genocide prior to the content nuke.
It's on.
What Israel did in Gaza since October 7th, like the way they handled that has just been awful.
Yeah.
I don't even have words, you know? We've never once defended what happened there.
I mean, I've even been like, yeah, I mean, I think I've even called it a genocide, and I can definitely understand. I definitely think it might be. It depends on.
What a legend.
I don't need to keep continually.
Oh wait! It depends on, and then he trails off. What does it depend on?
Called it a genocide, and I can definitely understand. I definitely think it might be. You know, it depends on. I don't need to keep continually.
He just shut down there. It depends on. Just shuts off. He just shuts off.
Yeah, it's fine. We're just having a side combo, but it's fine. 1 sec.
I think it might be a genocide. It just depends on here, let me text someone. Let me text my lawyer. Who's he texting? His wife? Is he texting AB? I feel like he's texting Ram Barnism. He's like, what did we say the definition of genocide is? Like, is this gonna affect the defamation lawsuit
anyway,
at all?
I'm not talking about Gaza, right? I'm talking about Tel Aviv, which is where I live, and my lived experience there.
Like mega lefties talking about it like it's.
Yeah, we get it, Ethan. We get it. All right. What speed is this, guys? I'm gonna have to speed it up. This is a long ass motherfucking video. Holy shit, he does pause it a lot.
And my problem is he's not even really addressing honestly with what it is I'm saying, because he keeps showing headlines from Gaza, which has literally nothing to do with what I said.
Racist, like crazy, like Jim Crow style of society. Like I can't wait to show you guys.
Once again, that's just wrong, man.
By the way,
oh, here we go to the next classic.
The AB got cut off. There was some private information that was said that we didn't want to say. That's it. There was nothing.
Oh, it was AB then.
Yeah, he's gonna show the Gallant thing, which again, it's like, bro, it's so played out. We literally, can I not, like, it's weird how they don't let you, like, you say something and then you immediately be like, I was wrong. But that's not okay.
No.
It's always like you have to live with this moment where you said something right before you apologize, and you're like, oh, okay, I understand, I was wrong about that. But that's not good.
They never said they were wrong about it. They actually doubled down on defending Yoav Gallant and saying that he was like a positive force on Netanyahu's cabinet, even though he wanted to literally expand the draft, which Hila Klein defended and is supported. She's like, no, why do the ultra-Orthodox Jews get a pass? Why do they, who say we're nonviolent and we don't want to be drafted, why do they not get to be drafted? They should, instead of being like, no, we should get rid of the draft for everyone because I don't like violence either. She's like, no, the people that have religious exemptions should lose those religious exemptions and be part of the draft. That's why Yoav Gallant is a good guy, because Yoav Gallant wanted to expand the draft and use those extra soldiers, and he also wanted to stop invading Gaza for now because it was a quagmire and they were just losing troops and not gaining anything. And he wanted to expand the draft and use that to invade Lebanon and invade Syria. But according to Ethan, that is anti-war, and it means that he is a good guy, like he's justified in calling him a good guy. Nah, dude, they never fucking apologize, so shut the fuck up. Oh, why are we getting criticized when we apologize right after? You didn't apologize after. Apologize now. Apologize now. No, you're like, no, he's just playing this clip, and he's just playing this clip, and like we apologized after. Apologize for it now.
Forever. Like, it's so fucking dishonest.
A really good guy that a lot of people are pissed about.
So Ethan is having this back and forth with his liberal audience, leftist people online, progressive content creators, Hassan, all of these different people.
This bro literally just like cut out some headlines and he was like, see, Ethan's wrong.
Yeah.
Like, that's your fucking level of research, bro. This is the actual conversation. You're entering the Israel-Palestine conversation with that level of context. That's crazy.
He's finding new people every day, basically, to get in fights with.
Of all people, this guy, Matt Lieb, Frogan and Denims and all these dipshits, and everybody thinks this guy's awesome. Yeah, it's like they're all fucking dogpiling for the same dumb shit that you are now, too. It's not like they're random people, dude. These people are saying disgusting freak shit.
This guy that's on the screen, can we show his recent tweets?
Remember when he was laughing at Israeli civilians running in fear? Are you okay with that, Ian? Have you seen that? And are you okay with that? Some apparently, even though he looks like Milhouse, fucking dork.
Denims, by the way,
okay, that's funny. He should include that.
Was the real villain of the video. Evil, hateful, fucking. And I'll say it and I'll double down on it. And people, no, not go there.
And it's all culminated, at least.
You guys know how I feel about them. I don't need to say it.
So is Ian going to say anything? Because so far he's doing like the Philly D, where it's like, well, so people on the internet are saying this.
Well, no,
Ethan said that, and they're saying that. Let me know in the comments what you think.
He is saying, he's saying he agrees with them, but he's just showing out of context.
He's not really though. He's just doing like a YouTube essay.
Let's see.
He said you guys were doing Israeli propaganda. What do you mean? Is he going to say anything? He said you're doing Israeli. He didn't say some people are saying that Ethan and Hila are doing Israeli propaganda. No, he said you were.
Sorry. In Ethan burning bridges with people until he burned
bridges. I don't fucking care about any of these people. They're all a bunch of psychopaths. The dogpiled on me. For what exactly? Once again, saying that I don't think that Israel should be annihilated, that I don't think that the border should be immediately lifted, that I don't think that that would be a good solution. You know what I mean? Like, okay.
The bridge with me. Since Ethan and Hassan's falling out, I've been keeping to myself mostly. I don't have many nice things to say. Maybe if Ethan's able to get some help, maybe if he stops harassing other creators.
Get some help?
Wow.
Like, who are you to, like, are you actually serious right now?
Wow.
He's doing the get some help thing, which, by the way, he knows because I'm friends with him about, like, my struggles with mental health and what I've been through and how I've treated it and stuff. And, like, this whole get help thing, like, holy shit, talk about fucking, like, gaslighting or crazy making. This is really pathetic stuff.
Oh, yeah, I forgot that line. Crazy making. That was a good one.
Is he gonna say?
Why are they playing elevator music? Bro, I'm sorry. If you are reacting to a video and in the midst of your react, someone, like one of your producers starts playing elevator music, you're not doing a good job of reacting to the video.
Okay. Just leave us wondering.
Maybe if he does these things, eventually he'll find peace and we can like rekindle our friendship.
Really?
I won't speak for Ethan, Ian, but I don't know if you're watching this. I just have a feeling that that friendship's probably over for the foreseeable future. But I appreciate your optimism, you know?
Leaving my friendship behind.
So that's been my approach. I've occasionally thrown a joke Ethan's way.
Oh yeah, this whole thing started, didn't it, when they made some joke about how I said, isn't that the gay one?
Bro, this is so infuriating. The guy says, yeah, I've done this or Ethan's done that. Ethan pauses, goes on a 5-minute tangent about, well, he hasn't shown any clips or examples about the thing that he said, and then plays it. Immediately the guy plays the clip or example. Just let the video play. Yeah, he said, yeah, occasionally I've thrown a joke his way, and Ethan's gonna talk about it for 5 fucking minutes.
Because again, I was being silly. We talked about some court ruling.
Right, I don't even remember.
Whatever.
In the form of Hassan Piker versus Ethan Klein for boxing.
I like iDubbbz. He's a good guy, but I don't like this. It's stupid. It's not a fucking petty beef. It's like this guy is evil and he's doing anti-Semitism, and also he's way out of my weight class.
He didn't like that, but fucking I thought
it was insensitive.
Sometimes you gotta just throw something out there.
Oh yeah, do a burp. It's so edgy.
He kept the burp. Yeah, he went woke, but he kept the burp.
Bro, Ethan is a walking sound machine, or he's a walking soundboard of bodily functions. Oh, but you're gonna get on iDubbbz's case for burping into the microphone.
The left needed some burps, that's for sure.
Ethan busted, by the way, is still going on. Still at 50-50.
It's still at 50-50. I've been keeping an eye on that, and it's impressive. It's technically yes is winning, so you know it's 50.1 or something.
It's 50-50.
Yeah, but hey, nice, dude. This $30 donation from John C. This video is terrible, but can we
Holy fucking shit! Play the video. What are they doing? Why? What the fuck is happening?
Might be.
Work with this video editor named Froggy Tonic.
Here we go.
I discovered him because he was in the circles online that I was in, and one of those circles is an H3 fan. He watched Ethan's content. He liked
Yeah, I guess the left needs a burp according to Ela.
Ethan's content until he didn't like Ethan's content. There would be an occasional Froggy tweet where I'd be like, I agree with that, you know?
Ethan Klein, do you really think putting yourself, your crew, and your audience in a semantic competition over a petty, you're old, I'm right, you're wrong obsession you cannot get over is the right strategy? There's no contact. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Listen to Hassan, like that's patronizing as fuck. What do you mean? What's the other stuff you said?
Like, I'm not going to endorse it. I'm not going to retweet it or like it, but fair enough.
I guess I just missed my old friend. What I saw is that Ethan's very much prone to anxiety and stress, and having loads of people on his head was a lot. He didn't leave room for self-questioning, instead going in instant defense. So this is him being reasonable, somewhat reasonable. The Froggy, we need like the album of just to show you how absolutely insanely unhinged this fucking psycho has been.
Yeah.
This Gallia probably has the album of this guy. Some wings are too bird feathered, colored.
Now that brings us to February 28th of this year.
So, I really want to show those tweets from that Froggy Tonic guy.
What is his name again? I'm
Froggy Tonic.
I genuinely cannot keep track of all of the
There's a lot of froggies involved.
There's too many frogs in this story.
Froggy Tonic.
And the friggin' frog's gay.
Why are there so many frogs?
Froggy Fresh?
Yeah.
And then Funky Frog Bait
Frogan.
is Lena's opponent.
I mean, here, I just
typed Frogan. There's just like frogs everywhere involved in the story.
I mean, this is a meme I'm not gonna let go. I'm a big boy and I can watch this content cop by myself without any help. Hassan needs someone to hold his hand as he watches it. But all I need is a room full of producers, an emotional support animal, and pausing it every 2 seconds to get through only 15 minutes of it in 2.5 fucking hours.
I mean, I just typed Froggy Tonic Twitter and didn't.
God, ooh, shit. Who gives a
truly
fuck?
mean shit. He called Ela the...
Ela Klein, how do you think you are morally above us when you're just judging people based on where they're from? Okay, first of all, Yoav Gallant is not a good guy. Palestinians don't learn to hate Jews at 2 years old, and you know all of that, you C-word. Don't recall you. Again, the Gallant thing is so stupid.
C-word. He
Why
said
is
they're
it
trying to
stupid?
kill their dog with...
He's a fucking war criminal that your wife defended. How is that stupid?
Before Ethan's dog's death, some of the H3 fans voiced concern for this chronic vomiting. It's talking about kidney failure, got shunned by fans. Ethan declined the advice, stayed course, kept giving him cheese. Now his dog's dead. And of course, the point of this was saying that he understands why people are worried about my kids, that they think my kids are in danger. Clearly missing some context there.
With
So this was after CPS was called, probably, right?
I don't remember. I think it was leading up to it, actually, which makes it not any better. It was
No,
part of
this
it.
is after CPS was
Oh, this is after. Well, that makes it just unhinged
This
as
is
fuck.
more of like, here is why we're concerned, you guys.
Bro, you're missing some serious context.
Yeah.
If it's going to be like, I got CPS to my house, and your friend is saying, that's
Here's why,
justified.
yeah.
And you're saying, oh, it was mean-spirited? Is that really what we're going to
And
do?
he's also saying he pretty much agreed with some of his tweets, just not all of them. Because in one of them he calls me the C word. That was too far for
Yeah,
me.
no, I don't care if he calls you a fucking...
I couldn't even care less. Call me the C word every day.
What I don't like is when people call her like a Zionist baby-killing genocider.
Yeah, or when they're trying to justify why they called CPS to our house.
That's
Kind of
probably
like
as bad as it gets.
A trillion times worse than calling me the C word?
Yeah, I think that's as bad as it gets, is justifying why it was okay to call CPS on us. So...
And a bunch of other shit, I'm sure. Ethan...
Oh, that was very kind of you to just... You know, yada yada, all the
Yeah.
crazy shit. See, this would be where the benefit of preparing would be good, because I know that, but I can still put that together.
Yeah, we
but
can
yeah,
still do
I
that.
remember it was just incredibly unhinged, disgusting shit. By the way, just to go back to a point I was making.
Oh my
IDubs,
God, no,
because
no.
And civilian.
No, we're not going to go back to a point you were making 10 minutes
so they
ago.
shouldn't have to. It is Israel.
Oh my
that-
God, they're still on this. Look at these. Basically, let me just give you a synopsis of it. This guy's a fucking terrorist. Look at him. He hates Israel. He hates Israel. Basically, it's actually all Hamas's fault for the people being genocided. Why can't? Oh my God, he won't fucking quit the tangent. That was like a 5-minute long tangent.
Come on, yeah, you're right. He's a busy guy.
IDub's former editor says this horrendous shit about him and Ela. But no one's asking the question, where does Ethan get this information from? You see, it
Oh,
would be very
wow. Here we go. He did his research, guys. By the way, this information, what information? You haven't even shown anything I've
I need to do a counter of every time Ethan pauses the video and is like, you haven't shown the thing that you're about to show as soon as I unpause the video.
Scrolling through Twitter, looking for something. Obviously a problem. If Ethan was discovering this content by scrolling through Twitter, looking for something.
Why is he showing me scrolling Hitler? I forget the context of this.
He was trying to look up some guy who was like banned from Twitch for being a Nazi.
But I think it was making fun of you.
There was context to
Was
this.
what?
Well, it looks like it was an Ethan Klein video.
Yeah, no, it was.
No, but there was
Well, I don't
context
watch
to
those.
this.
I think I was making fun of
Probably just to
Oh, you
show.
know what? I was showing anti-Semitism.
Yeah.
There was a thread on Twitter. Dude, that's crazy to use this one out of context. I was talking about how crazy anti-Semitism is, and there was this thread on Twitter where it was just full of Hitler doing Nazi salutes, and I was like, man, this is terrifying.
Was that? Is that the context he's giving in the?
No, he's saying that I'm scrolling Twitter for my info, and he's showing
Yeah,
me scrolling
AP's just
anti-Semitic
gone.
posts
I guess he
with Hitler
opened his
salutes.
mouth one
Yeah, you
too
can find
many
it. I'll show you
times.
guys just how twisted this is.
Okay.
Well, here, I mean, just
back it up. Let me listen to what he's saying.
Horrendous shit about him and Hila. But no one's asking the question, where does Ethan get this information from? You see, it would be very
Mossad, obviously.
obviously a problem if Ethan was discovering this content by scrolling through.
No,
Where
not.
do you think
But
Hassan
super
gets his
far
information
off.
from?
Let's just
I
finish
mean,
this
really,
sentence
I know.
and
Obviously a problem if Ethan was discovering this content by scrolling through Twitter looking for something to upset himself with. He has maybe set it up.
I'm looking. What is that? Okay, so he's saying I'm looking through Twitter.
You're seeking out things to upset you, which when you were still on Twitter.
But Ethan hasn't been on Twitter in so long.
Yeah, you. How long has it been?
It's been very long. I can tell you, I live with him.
I don't think it, I mean, it's been a long time since you've been off of it,
And
but I
him
don't think it
too.
was that long that Ethan fully got off of Twitter.
Well, I'm telling you.
What?
He is not getting his news on Twitter. This is
Right.
full on like hallucination.
Well, no, it's been like 2 years probably.
They don't understand what this
Well,
motherfucker's
was
talking
in
about.
23, right? I guess no. It'd be probably maybe a year.
They don't understand what he's saying. He's saying it would be one thing if Ethan was doing it, but it's not the way that he got that information. And Hila's like, no, he's so stupid because that's not how Ethan got his information. Oh my god, this is like gonna give me a fucking brain aneurysm. Why do they pick up on the stupidest possible like threads that they can tug at?
So watch here. No, I'll just fucking okay.
Oh my fucking god.
To me, I don't really agree with it. It's,
What the fuck? They're still on
His
this?
channel and watch yours right now. Oh, I know.
Maybe they have. I
got with his unbelievable.
Share. I asked Hassan, what should Israel have done? after
HK,
October
thank you
7th?
for
His answer
the
was Israel should have
50
disbanded its
uninformed
government
leftist
and lifted
memberships.
the borders. Like,
Now we can have even more people being uninformed because of you. I totally missed that. I gotta pay more attention to chat. Don't look at my fucking ugly drawing.
Awesome. Now, do you want to be serious for a second?
Yeah.
Like, do you think that any country in the world would react like that? I mean, no, obviously not. So let's actually try to have a productive conversation about this.
The best stuff.
Et cetera, et cetera. It's just, he's having a gamer moment, which is fair, you know. That's just what we do. By the way, a commonality here, but I'll just.
What is he doing? What is he doing? Actually, what the fuck is he doing? This was the most minor clip that iDubbbz included in the entire show. He said, this isn't what Ethan's doing. It would be one thing if this is what he was doing, but it's not. Why are they on this wild goose chase and being like, actually, there's context here and we need to show the context? It was completely irrelevant. Holy fuck. It was literally, like, dude, this was a clip of Ethan scrolling through Twitter. It could have been anything. It could have been any context, any kind of content that Ethan was scrolling through. He just needed to find a clip of Ethan scrolling through Twitter. And he used one where he's looking at Nazis because it fits with Ethan scrolling through Twitter looking for things to be outraged about.
By scrolling through Twitter looking for something to upset himself with.
I'm scrolling this guy's feed, who's got banned for being.
Oh my god, they're so fucking dumb. I can't deal with it. What was this? This reminds me of like a week and a half ago when Ethan plays a clip of Hassan and Hassan's like, if I wanted to grift, I would just be anti-Semitic and like do anti-Semitic propaganda. And then Ethan's like, what does that mean? What does it mean when Hassan says if he wants clout, he would be anti-Semitic? What could this possibly mean? And then literally everyone in the fucking studio was like, I think I know what it means. He's talking about like people like Candace Owens and what's that guy that's like the communist mega? He's talking about that guy. He's talking about Dan Bilzerian. He's talking about all of these fucking people that do anti-Semitic dog whistles, but they're like anti-Israel too. And that's a new, that's like a new market that right-wing conservatives have. Oh yeah, Jackson Hinkle. He's talking about those people. Like, Ethan's just so fucking stupid. He hears something that someone says, and then is like, what could this possibly mean? What is this indecipherable language that is assailing my ears?
Now we're gonna drive it home.
All right.
We're gonna drive the point home now.
Through Twitter, looking for
I'm gonna go all the way back.
this information
Here we go,
from.
guys.
You see,
Okay, so they're going to drive the point home. So we missed the entire context of the point. Let's see if he does a good job of driving the point home, and we can glean something from this.
We're gonna drive it home.
All right.
We're gonna drive the point home now.
through Twitter, looking for
I'm gonna go all the way
this
back.
information
Here we go,
from.
guys.
You see, it would be very obviously a problem if Ethan was discovering this content by scrolling through Twitter, looking for something to upset himself with.
I'm scrolling this guy's feed, who's got banned for being anti-Semitic, and he's accusing me of.
You don't know what he's accusing because you keep pausing out with the chat. I gotta hear the rest of the sentence. I gotta hear.
Fair enough.
By scrolling through Twitter, looking for something to upset himself with. He has maybe set it up in such a way where his employees feel the need to send him this information. And that would be horrible. They shouldn't be doing that. They should.
I don't send Ethan shit about this. Let me make that perfectly clear. I really don't.
On that one.
No,
By the way,
this is all Ethan.
So nice of you to worry about the welfare of my employees, Ian.
Yeah, shut up, Ian.
That's so fucking. That's so. You clearly are
Really
not
cares
being
for Lena,
performative at all right
okay?
now.
Sent her one text after the video was posted. You care so much.
You have no idea how the inner workings of my company works.
Bro, Ethan literally, like, I feel like I'm in a fucking black hole where these people say things and then their words just get whipped. Like, it's a fucking, like, they're spitting out water in a moving car and it's just getting, like, sucked out the window as they're moving so fast. They have, it's not like they don't have object permanence. They don't have, like, idea permanence. Ethan, this entire fucking podcast has been like, Galia, send me dirt on Hassan. Galia, find clips of Froggy Tonic. Galia, find clips of Denims. I hope that someone else can find, like, Zach, get that clip of Frogan talking about how she hates veterans. And now they're like, fuck off, Ian. Why are you implying that we send dirty stuff to Ethan for him to get triggered over? Maybe Dan doesn't do it. Literally everyone else does. There must be like a mold problem in that studio, because it seems like, I don't know if they have collective brain rot or if they're all just too terrified to actually speak up and be like, actually, Ethan, you literally just told me to send you dirt on Denims and dirt on Frogan. You're like, oh, I'm sure Galia will have like the list of everyone that Hassan has had sex with.
You dipshit. Mind your own fucking business. You're just making shit up.
What are you afraid of, Ian?
His other content cops were not this bad and dumb.
No, they actually were, from what I remember. I mean, it has been like 10 years.
But like his targets were
easy.
easy.
To be,
They're
like, well researched, right?
Well, his targets were like one-dimensional. Like, it's so easy.
But that's what I'm saying. It was like about 10. It wasn't about politics.
Leafy, yeah. You're like, I'm
out of your depth.
gonna make a content cop about the most contentious political conflict in history, in modern history.
And it's like the shittiest.
I may have called it a genocide, but it's actually the most contentious political conflict in history. I think you could call it a genocide if let me just text my lawyer. Let me just text AB and be like, you're not coming back into the studio.
Version of it. Like, there's a million other video essays explaining the situation, but way better than this.
Completely agree. It's just a way, yeah. So far, anyway.
Ethan, I got some good news on a bad day.
Okay.
Hawk got pizza.
That is
yeah.
Right now, he's contributing to it.
Don't have to talk about this.
Well, ironically,
chill episode today.
What a way.
Is on
Domino's.
Here.
This is actually this is like a fucking record for the amount of time they got out of a 15-minute piece of content. Oh god, now we have to watch the motherfucker eat shitty looking pizza? Okay, finally they're
feel
back.
the need to send him this information, and that would be
my employees feel the need. What are you even talking
You're so far from.
Why are you making shit up, bro?
horrible. They shouldn't be doing that.
They shouldn't be
sending you things that upset you.
They literally don't.
Well, some people do that.
Yeah. I'm just making it clear that I do not.
No.
I go out of my way not to. I feel like you got enough things pissing you off all the time. I like to send things that make you laugh.
This isn't one of them.
Right.
This is a solo journey. This is on the Ethan Klein channel. Your point makes no sense. I did this on my personal channel.
Right.
I didn't include the crew at all.
When Ethan does this.
What the fuck, dude? I'm losing my mind. iDubbbz made the case it would be obviously bad if Ethan was just doom scrolling Twitter the entire podcast, and so I hope his employees don't feel the need to send him clips that would make him feel upset. And Ethan's like, well, that clip you used of me doom scrolling Twitter doesn't involve my employees at all. Checkmate, iDubbbz. And then he's like, you're so stupid, iDubbbz, for saying that I pressure my employees into sending me things that make me upset, even though all of my employees do that except for Dan. Holy fucking shit. Ethan just admitted that his employees send him things that trigger him. And then he's like, yeah, but that clip that you use of me doesn't involve my employees at all. That's just me doom scrolling Twitter. I just want to fucking like facepalm my own brain out of my head.
They shouldn't be
sending you things that upset you.
They literally don't.
Well, some people do that.
Yeah. I'm just making it clear that I do not. I go out of my way not to. I feel like you got enough things pissing you off all the time. I like to send things that make you laugh.
This isn't one of them.
Right.
This is a solo journey. This is on the Ethan Klein channel. Your point makes no sense. I did this on my personal channel.
Right.
I didn't include the crew at all.
When Ethan does this,
I literally have never seen that video.
Dan, I didn't even know.
I didn't even watch that one.
Thank
I
you, by
wasn't
the way.
joking earlier. I usually watch them. Earlier I said I don't watch the Ethan Klein videos. It's not totally true, but that one I've never seen.
No, apparently.
You don't have to.
Yeah, apparently.
Side project.
They should be sending you things that are entertaining for your show that don't fucking trigger the hell out of you. Why is there so much work being put into discovering this guy on Twitter who's barely getting any interactions?
Bro, are you trying to defend yourself by saying he's small and therefore we shouldn't have to?
Okay, that is funny because the specific clip. Okay, once again, literally, like iDubbbz is the fucking video that iDubbbz is putting out there is causing Ethan to fulfill the prophecy of the video. And it's not even like, I'm saying that kind of facetiously. Obviously, iDubbbz is just highlighting a pattern of behavior that Ethan has done. And then he continues to do that behavior during his reaction to it. It's just ironic, or it's just interesting because it makes it seem like it's almost a self-fulfilling prophecy. iDubbbz is like calling Ethan out in real time. Ethan's like, I wish Galia was here because she has an entire list of Froggy Tonic's tweets. And then literally like 30 seconds left in the video, or 30 seconds later in the video, iDubbbz is like, why is there so much effort being put into compiling this one small account's tweets? After Ethan spent the last fucking 15 minutes defending himself and being like, my staff doesn't actually put effort into sending me things that trigger me. It's so funny. It was the same thing with Noah Samson's video too, where Noah's like, Ethan defends genocide, and that Ethan's like, it's not a genocide, it's a war. And even if it was a genocide, it's actually Hamas's fault for causing it. Like, they need to bomb hospitals for a reason, because Hamas has their headquarters underneath the hospitals. Okay, dude. Yeah, you really are against genocide.
His tweets were getting a ton of traction on our subreddit, like thousands of likes.
Yeah, if you want to come for people, it's our fans that post it to the subreddit that try and piss you off all the time.
But I don't even know.
Once again, literally like predicting what iDubbbz is going to say. Okay, let's go.
I hate to our fans, no disrespect, but
They're not trying to piss us off. I mean, listen, if something is happening in the
oh my god, it's like they're walking into a trap. It's actually fucking crazy. It's crazy. The guy's literally about to start talking about one of their fans that is purposely trying to trigger Ethan, and their entire staff is like, no, it's just our fans that are about to piss us off. Clicks the video, and actually it's Ethan's fans that are trying to piss him off. Like, they're just reinforcing this video with every word that's coming out of their mouth.
world, we should know about it.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
You can't just live
in this
under
case,
a rock and assume that nothing is happening.
I have literally no idea who this person is, and I did not seek it out and send it to Ethan to piss him off. I did anybody else here.
I mean, hello, bro. It's literally a screenshot of the subreddit. You stupid fuck.
Right.
You're so dumb. It's a screenshot of the subreddit.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. And he's about to talk about it.
Linking him to me and posting on the Reddit when there's no work being put into who the fuck is the person on the Reddit who's posting this?
What? Are we fucking
Wait, maybe he's cooking here.
Okay.
Icarus drowned. Who is Icarus?
I don't know whatever Mossad agent he thinks this is, but like if it has thousands of upvotes, I'm not fucking caring about who posted it. Clearly people find it interesting.
In the first place. If you do a little bit of research, it seems like it's an account whose intention is to make Ethan crash out. One of the users on the Snark Reddit points this out. They're like, I've seen this account before.
Oh,
this
do they
account
hyper
is
focus
straight-
on the Snark?
This doesn't absolve you of being a shitty friend, dude. It doesn't matter who this person is or why they're posting. Apparently they're a Destiny fan, which is the most incriminating thing.
Right.
So they go on a fucking 20-minute rant being like, no, I never make my employees send me things that trigger me. I never make my employees put effort into compiling these tweets. It's actually my fans. Even though you literally just said, oh yeah, you should put effort into compiling these tweets, Galia, and then send me it. Literally just proving what iDubbbz is saying. And then they're like, actually, it's not us that's posting these things. It's our fans. And iDubbbz is like, yeah, and your fans are doing it on purpose to trigger you. Ethan immediately just goes, well, that doesn't mean that you're not a good friend. Or that doesn't mean that you're actually a good friend. Like, you're still a bad friend to me.
I don't know why my mind didn't go there. I thought it was going to be something.
If Destiny was my roommate, I get him late all the time.
His point is actually that, dude, if you see a post on Reddit with thousands of upvotes, you have an obligation to do a deep dive on the person who posted it before you talk about it.
Well, to be fair, I do usually do that when I'm like, see a post that I think is kind of sussy, and I look at.
It's literally like a fucking JoJo moment. And then you're going to approach me, and then you're gonna like punch me in the face or whatever. Like, the motherfucker he recorded a video and that predicts the future like 5 minutes ahead of time. It's nutty. I've never seen something like this happen.
The account and see where they're like posting or whatever.
Well,
but
and what I was gonna say is that he's showing a comment from Snark.
Right.
He said that.
Okay.
iDubbbz is on our crew members.
I'm skipping this. This is going to be way too much. This is going to be way too much of a derailment.
So I don't want to fucking hear it.
Terrorist supporter.
The CEO of Twitch.
Pedophile.
Now I'm going.
Wait, what? You of all people should find that funny. You can't be serious, bro. You can't be serious right now.
Oh,
holy fuck.
Okay.
Some nerd.
They rewound
a
it.
content cop.
Okay.
No, that's it.
So I don't want to fucking hear it.
Terrorist supporter.
The CEO of Twitch.
Pedophile.
Now I'm going to watch and.
That's it. That's it. That's.
Okay.
I think like I said, I think he's saying.
Oh my god.
And that's showing up right up on Asnisa's and iDubbbz's feed. My good. Do you not see why that would upset me? Is that a mystery, my friend? Good fucking friends who I stood by after all these fucking years can't find a spine.
Okay, that was actually kind of funny. That was like the first time that Ethan's genuinely made me laugh.
Up on Asnisa's and iDubbbz's. She kills
with like comedic timing pauses. Do you not see why that would genuinely upset me?
Kids that she went on like she's like a IDF baby killer, all this types of shit, and that's showing up right up on Asnisa's and iDubbbz's feed. My good. Do you not see why that would upset me? Is that a mystery, my friend? Good fucking friends who I stood by after all these fucking years can't find a spine to speak up. You know why? Because they'll get murdered.
You don't know what's on my feed. What the fuck?
Well, you actually just described that you do see his tweets, and some you agree, and a couple you disagree.
Right, he actually.
C word. So
That's a good point, Eli.
That's not a good point. He didn't say that at all.
She was interacting
with it at some point. But Eli's point is even better. He literally just said that he's seen these tweets.
Yeah, he just said so himself. So.
And that he even agreed with some of them.
He's seen the tweets. That doesn't mean that he saw the tweets like at the time when Ethan was like, why aren't you defending me? Obviously, he saw the tweets after Ethan did a complete crash out and called him like a spineless coward.
He didn't like them to not stir the pot or whatever. So it is.
He said
it is your feed.
It
sounds like it's your feed.
It is. Yeah. Well, so the reason what I saw was Anissa interacting with Denims in chat, talking about how I was wrong and yada yada. And I'm like, well, that's fucked up considering. And by the way, let's not address what it is that was said about me, right? Clearly, that's not as bad as me calling you spineless, right?
Call us spineless cowards.
Anyway, this guy was saying shit like that Ela's a Nazi, that she kills kids, that she went on like she's like a IDF baby killer, all this types of shit, and that's showing up right up on Asnisa's and iDubbbz's feed. My good fucking friends who I stood by after all these fucking years can't find a spine to speak up. You know why? Because they'll get murdered.
You don't know what's on my feed. What the fuck is happening? For all you know, I
do.
You literally showed it.
Because you said it.
You literally just told us a minute ago.
You're on video.
I know what's on your feed. And I mean, clearly, right? Based on this video alone.
Use the For You tab. For all you know,
This is your own? You don't know what's on my feed? Let's not address the fact that my friend called Hila a genocide murdering baby killer.
What, your friend did?
His friend.
Oh, his friend. Okay.
Let's not address that. Let's address this by saying,
oh my god.
You don't know what's on my feed.
You know, I'm seeing these things tweeted out by my editor of a year and a half ago and saying, God, that is nasty. I'm just not going to throw someone away because they're having a parasocial weird moment.
Okay, that's how you want to describe being a virulently fucking anti-Semitic and hateful.
Oh,
as
no,
a
it's
weird,
anti-Semitic.
Moment.
He still made no mention that CPS was called on our children, and that guy was
celebrating
it,
justifying it.
I think he means he'd get murdered by his audience or something. Like if they defended the Kleins, then their audience would attack them. Which it's like, I mean, maybe if he had a valid reason to defend you, but you're asking him to defend you from being accused of supporting genocide, and you kind of are.
Is that a weird moment? You know, I mean, what are we doing, guys?
Just like I'm not going to throw Ethan Klein away.
Oh, you're really gonna hit me with that face?
You
really gonna hit me with that?
Busted, the busted percent is climbing, dude.
Okay,
Bust Nation is winning.
You know what? I take
gonna say he's not gonna throw Ethan Klein away, and he's making a content cop.
Yeah, while he's doing it.
We're up to 53%, Bust Nation. Just want to say thank you all for your support. I think we can easily get that up to 60% by the end of the episode. Is Ethan busted? Yes or no? Get your vote.
He's having away because they're having a parasocial weird moment. Just like I'm not going to throw Ethan Klein away because he's having a parasocial weird crash out.
Parasocial?
Is that not what you're doing?
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Standing up for anti-Semitism is you being a parasocial crash out?
I don't know if he knows what that word means. What are you being parasocial with?
It shows like a callous disregard for my human experience.
Once again, doing Zionist propaganda is standing up to anti-Semitism, apparently.
Yeah.
It's like he's just subscribed to the crash out narrative, which is just dismissive.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm 100% right.
What are you being parasocial with, though? I'm
not
still a little
parasocial.
lost.
He doesn't even know how to talk anymore.
Is that... I'm trying to think of a... Because presumably he's talking about you talking about either Hassan, like the overall Hassan thing, which is a person that you know, therefore it's not a parasocial thing. It's just a social interaction. Or I guess the froggy guy? Are you being parasocial to the froggy guy, I guess? Froggy...
Doesn't parasocial require...
Oh, because we are calling Ian out maybe for not...
But I know...
But you guys are friends.
Yeah,
That's why I'm lost on that.
Oh my god.
It's real,
I don't know. I think
because they're having a parasocial weird moment. Just like I'm not going to throw Ethan Klein away because he's having a parasocial weird crash out.
Look, if I knew that you felt I was having a parasocial weird crash out, then I don't want you to be my friend anymore. That means that you have a callous disregard for my human experience, and I don't want to be your friend. And I was right,
My
by the
human
way.
experience.
So it's actually even worse than I thought.
yeah, actually.
So yeah, I mean, I was 100% right, and you are not a friend of mine, clearly. How many women I fucked? Hassan, by the way, thousands. Yeah, wait, this is Hassan saying Ethan. Okay, whatever.
Weird crash out.
How many women I fucked? Hassan, by the way, thousands. Yeah, thousands. Let me ask Galia.
Once again, they spend like 5 minutes just conferring among themselves. Oh, what could he possibly mean when he says that Ethan's having a parasocial weird moment? Immediately clicks play, and iDubbbz plays clips of what he means. Like this. There's a benefit to pausing and doing your commentary, but you gotta let the video breathe.
Shoes do not go. I'm sorry. Oh my god. What? What are you doing? This is my crash out talking about his shoes. Do you know, Ian, that there's 41 videos about me on Hassan on all of his industrial complex in the last 30 days to my one? Do you know that?
I don't have a parasocial relation. I'm not obsessed with Hassan. I just know exactly how many videos his entire group of fan channels have posted about me in the last 30 days. So when I criticize his shoes, that's obviously not being parasocial because, I mean, his fan channels have done 41 videos about me in the last 30 days. I've only done one video about him, and sure, I said that the content nuke was the best video that I've ever made in my entire career. It was my magnum opus. But Hassan is the one that's having a parasocial crash out about me, not the other way around.
Galia, some Orient Gamer says, this is the weirdest argument. So it's okay for all these people to talk their misinfo, but you can't clap it back and correct the record. Apparently not, because Jews, I mean, I have to say, because I can't imagine Mr. Woke, just discovered.
Oh, I'm sorry. Nothing about this so far has been about him being Jewish, okay? It's barely been about him being Israeli.
Empathy would say this about any other minority group. But for some reason, he feels very comfortable coming out and telling a Jewish guy that he needs to stop being offended by all the anti-Semitism. That's really fucking interesting to me.
What anti-Semitism?
Let me ask Galia. These shoes do not go. I'm sorry. Oh my god. Hassan's the type of dude who watches himself in the mirror when he has sex.
Watching me on it.
That's funny.
Okay, that was weird when you said that.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought it was funny.
Well, I'm sure, but it's like made me uncomfortable. I don't know. I don't like
Really?
it.
It's to me that is like so Hassan.
It's the
like
same-
he's in love with
I don't
himself.
know.
Yeah, he is.
It's weird when you like know that person. I don't know.
It's just like conjuring like American Psycho.
No, I get it. I get it.
I thought it was funny.
All right, fair enough. It's just opinion.
That's fine. That's fair.
The chat's probably gonna agree with you and say you cooked with that one, but
I mean, did you see that like sign that he had in the room somewhat recently of like his own body?
yeah, it's his background now, right? He has like it says Hassan or something.
I think
He's
so, yeah.
flexing. He's flexing.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, they're saying it was
30-second
funny.
delay.
By the way, and once again,
I'm in the minority here. No, it's
Okay.
funny.
oh, thank you guys.
Pretty
Thank you
funny.
guys. Thank you so much. I can't tell.
I knew that would be a hot take, but I just
It's okay. I like to hear,
you know.
I like to hear dissenting voices from time to time.
That's a hallmark of a good comedian. If you have an issue with my joke, we need to we need to dive into that. Why don't you think this joke was funny? You're actually wrong for thinking that it's unfunny.
By the way, extra hilarity. Hassan is watching Bad Empanada, who, by the way, cosplayed as a Hamas terrorist to kill Hila in a video game.
Yeah, is Ian going to mention any of that?
He's watching Bad Empanada. Okay? So, that's not good.
On your stream.
Wait, that's what I'm... Wait, how does he know I'm watching already?
Because you've been talking about it for the last 5 minutes.
It's not a fucking petty... I didn't include that. If it's like, this guy's evil and he's doing anti-Semitism. These shoes do not go. I'm sorry.
There are many people...
Dude, I love...
Whoa.
Yeah, the shoes thing is weird. That's...
You thought those shoes were dope.
He's trying to downplay it so you are petty because you're criticizing his shoes.
Who said I'm not petty?
Right, yeah.
It's just like 50 shades of how to disregard everything you have to say.
Well, he's not showing anything I'm actually talking about.
No.
He's like, look at this crazy crash out without showing...
Oh my god, he's just trying to show that you're being parasocial with Hassan, and you are. You're literally fantasizing about him having sex. You're doing, like, wardrobe critiques on Hassan. If that's not parasocial, then nothing is parasocial. Shut the fuck up. He's not going over your critiques of Hassan. He's not doing, like, a video essay on that. He's just trying to illustrate the point that you're being a parasocial creep.
Anything that I'm actually referring to. This is
unbelievable.
Yeah,
Sorry. There are many people, I'm sure, who have unfollowed you for the things that you've said and done. And I'm sure there are even more people who have stayed following you because they don't want to throw the baby out with the bathwater.
Or they agree with me. God help it. God help them. Imagine any of them actually agreeing with me, Ian. We didn't include that category. How close-minded can you be? The whole world. He speaks for the whole world. Nobody agrees with me.
Water. They don't want to throw someone away because they've had some hard moments. We're all fucking human.
My good... I can't get over this humanistic approach as he's dogpiling on me for being offended by anti-Semitism. Fucking friends who I stood by after all these fucking years can't find a spine to speak up. You know why? Because they'll get murdered.
And what you're saying to me is that I'm a bad friend and I'm a piece of shit. I'm spineless. I'm cowardly. Because I am following someone on Twitter.
Yes, and you're not saying a word when your friends are going through something that we haven't really seen on YouTube before. Getting the CPS calling you. I mean, we've seen swatting, we've seen all that shit. CPS, I think it's kind of a new one.
It's not
kind of a big deal.
It's not because you were following someone on Twitter, bro. It's because this is someone that you guys are friends with, somebody that I saw you guys interacting
with. Once again, the CPS thing wasn't a YouTube thing. You made it a YouTube thing by talking about it on your YouTube channel. It wasn't harassment from your YouTube. It was a guy that was in your house, according to Ethan. Ethan himself said that.
With his tweets, at the same time he was tweeting that stuff, I saw Anissa in Denim's chat yucking it up with her while this was happening. This isn't just one fucking, this isn't just because you follow Froggy, I don't know, with one of the frogs.
One of the frogs.
You know,
And
like what a stupid retelling of what it is. I'm
Anissa was in the DMs of Millhouse, who is like the most unhinged.
There's so much that he's missing. She was in the Millhouse, who was giddy with excitement as he watched Israelis scream in terror.
He did say it was fucked up that people called CPS on you, though.
Well, that's a hard. I mean, you know what? That's again.
Well,
thank you to him.
You credited Hassan with that earlier.
Yeah, no, big
Millhouse too.
Big and brave take from Millhouse there on that one.
You know,
it is.
We take those. We take those.
Take the dubs where I get them.
We take the dubs.
Me and
I saw his tweets about all Israelis. I don't know if
right. No, I understand.
Let's see here. Oh, here we go. This is a helpful guide. Froggy Tonic. This is this is the commie
motherfucker. Holy shit. Bro, where are you getting all of these graphics? Yeah, I'm a big boy. I don't need any help to watch a video about me. Looks like you need a whole lot of help, bro.
Well, you were coughing a lot this episode. This was at, like,
well, let's see if he could have cut that. He cut it in.
Oh, no, you're right.
He cut it in.
That's interesting.
Like, is that a criticism of anybody that I have fucking like medical conditions?
Someone on Twitter.
Because they have mobilized such an insane Why would you cut that in? Group. It's not bad enough that I have this group of people harassing me and everyone in my life. It's that people outside of this group, journalists, creators, are actively participating in this gaslighting to make it seem like I'm fucking crazy. Add Ian to the list. I mean, actually.
I mean, I don't know what he's getting at here. Like, people are gaslighting you. A lot of people gaslit me when I apologized. That was actually...
Okay. Awesome, bro.
What?
You're awesome, dude. You saw through the gaslighting. You're the best, dude. I wish I was as mature and developed as you are. I still need to discover empathy. I'm working up to it. This guy knows how to see through gaslighting. Heroic. I'm fucking crazy.
I mean, I don't know what he's getting at here. Like, people are gaslighting you. A lot of people gaslit me when I apologized. That was actually like the #1 type of harassment I got, was people gaslighting me and taking my newfound woke ideology to its extreme.
Yeah, they're calling me a Zionist baby killer genocider. So if you think that you're equally being victimized, then I hate to break it to you, but you are the whitest loser of fucking all time. Like, yeah, your old fans were upset that you apologized for being offensive. Your friends, they're calling Hila a baby killer.
I love how Ethan uses white as an insult whenever he possibly can. Noah Sampson's the most white, pasty, milk toast guy ever, and he has the nerve to say that Mudahar is supporting genocide. How do you feel about that, Muda? Oh, iDubbbz is complaining that he's getting gaslit. What a white move to do.
Okay.
Can you hide? I want to read that whole comment that he's typing.
It's really
hide Ethan. Or there you go.
This one?
Yeah, because
It looks like he wrote it,
This
though.
is the example of gaslighting that he's being giving.
That was actually like the #1 type of harassment I got was people gaslighting me and taking my newfound woke ideology.
It's really just funny to see you continue perpetuate stereotypes of woodland squirrels. He wrote it. It's funny. He's being silly.
To its extreme.
I probably done and stood by. He failed to show an example, though.
Do you think that one he just made up for comedic purposes?
He recorded someone typing it. So.
Right, obviously. So what is the gaslighting that he experienced?
That people, right? It's not really gaslighting. People were disagreeing with him. People weren't like gaslighting would be if people were like
in his particular situation, I can't think of an angle that like the gaslighting
would be like I don't even know. Yeah, it's hard to think of it. But he doesn't know what gaslighting is, and he doesn't know what parasocial is either.
Ethan just tried to give a definition for gaslighting and couldn't think of a single example of what gaslighting would be. And he's like, well, he doesn't know it though, and he also doesn't know what parasocial is. Isn't gaslighting just like saying something incorrect, but in a way that makes the person think that they can't believe their own senses? I mean, it's not that difficult. People use it in relationships a lot. I don't know if gaslighting is the term I would use for a commenter versus content creator relationship. I don't know if that's what I'd be talking about. Maybe interpersonally he got gaslit by people, but I also think that term's overused. But Ethan was definitely being parasocial with Hassan. I mean, he's literally like fantasizing about his social life that is off of someone that he watches on YouTube. I mean, I don't know how more parasocial you can get with that than that. Go back 15 seconds, you might have missed it. Setting up a situation in a way to make a person question their own memory. Yeah. Question their own memory and maybe like even their own senses and perspective on reality.
I probably done and stood by. He failed to show an example, though.
Do you think that one he just made up for comedic purposes?
He recorded someone typing it. So.
Right, obviously. So what is the gaslighting that he experienced?
That people, right? It's not really gaslighting. People were disagreeing with him. People weren't like gaslighting would be if people were like in
his particular situation, I can't think of an angle that like the gaslighting
would be like I don't even know. Yeah, it's hard to think of it. But he doesn't know what gaslighting is, and he doesn't know what parasocial is either. I doesn't need some more than anybody.
Like Ethan's just saying that people saying that he's not experiencing anti-Semitism and that people are just criticizing him for supporting Israel. He's saying that that's gaslighting. And it's like, no, that's the truth. Like, I don't know. I feel like at some point Ethan's gaslighting himself. I mean, he literally is just changing his own memory about basic facts on things.
I stood by them. Yeah. Yep. And all the internet hated them.
I don't like that Ethan brought this up because...
Okay, well, fuck you. Suck my dick. You know what I mean? Is this all just because you're butthurt that I called you spineless, dude? Like, let's be real here.
I think so.
Like, bro, actually?
Yeah.
Come on.
Isn't it funny how that gets to men? Like,
it really got to him. Yeah, it did.
It makes the relationship feel very transactional.
Oh, the relationship was fucking done by then, but I never brought it up before, and I never would. I was just like, damn. It really sucks that you're being such a terrible.
Oh, so the relationship was done then? So why are you so surprised that he made a video criticizing you? Because you seemed shook when you found out that video was about you.
Friend, you know, after I've been a good friend. Seems fair.
Jake Jones, that's a great quote. I did everything right and they indicted me. Or I think the butthurt person is you, Ethan. Yeah, that was a really weird comment. Isn't that strange how saying that someone is spineless affects men, according to Hila? Just once again, Ethan's been most upset about this video by Hassan saying that, no, Ethan, you're right. You are more attractive than me physically. Ethan's like, wow, that was a low blow, Hassan. I don't know why you had to go there with it.
Like, you know, we're just meant to support each other online despite our own personal morals or principles.
But I'll say this, I don't think they're fucking any friends of mine. And certainly I don't think they're any fucking friends of mine based on the text conversation I had with them too. There you go. We're not friends, bro. That's what I said before I even talked about it. So I have nothing. I don't need any fucking halfway friends, man.
I thought the text conversation that I had with him was very empathetic. I basically just said, like, I know you and Hila are experiencing a ton of harassment, and I essentially empathize with that.
I empathize with that, yet I'm friends with all the people doing it. And I'm tweeting with them. Me and Anissa are tweeting with them. We're in their Discord. We're talking to Millhouse in the DMs. I fucking know all this, bro. You're statement was hollow. It was pathetically performative. You were lying, okay? And I knew that. That's why I didn't even respond to him, okay? Like, seriously, bro. Here's Milhouse, by the way, who, Anissa, by the way, and yes, I know her name. I do know her name. It's Anissa. Imagine I was just like iDubbbz's wife. No, she's Anissa. She's a human being with agency.
People in chat started calling him Anissa's husband.
Wait, and now Ethan Klein's going to be like performatively anti-misogynist after going through the trouble of calling Denims a dumb bitch, and he called he called someone a cunt or two. But now he's going to be performatively anti-misogynist. Notice how I give the wife of the person agency. They're a real person.
That's pretty good. To be fair, that is funny. So here's Milhouse, who Anissa was in the DMs with, yucking it up. Let's see what he had to say.
But surprisingly, a lot of outlets are being honest about what this was. The best thing to come out of this, honestly, is just watching all of these Israelis panicking at the airport, running for their lives, being afraid. I'm not gonna lie, you guys don't have to stand by what I'm saying. What I'm about to say, folks, only represents me. The interns have nothing to do with this.
This dude has interns? Jesus Christ.
I think it was a joke.
Yeah, maybe.
Enough rockets were fired.
Wait, does Ethan actually think he is
okay? I live in Lebanon. The horrors we've seen here and the horrors I've been watching on my phone for the past 6 or 7 months of what Israelis are doing to Palestinians. At this point, I feel no sympathy for these people, for this country. Obviously, no one wants to see innocent people dying or get hurt.
Kind of sounds like you do, actually.
To an extent, yeah. But I question how many innocent people exist in Israel. The more and more I hear these fuckers talk and I see their posts on social media, and the fact that the majority of the Israeli population doesn't believe that the IDF is using sufficient force against the Palestinians and Gaza.
This is the guy that they're aligning with. And I'm supposed to be like, oh, iDubbbz, he cares about me. He's so empathetic.
Somehow we're the bad guys. I would never say something like this.
I never have. You know what I mean? Never have. Is this related, love? I've seen this tweet. It's pretty
So
disturbing.
I confused this tweet. I thought it was him, so I just wanted to
No,
clarify.
he's not
I was
even
saying
calling
that
him
was a
by his
tweet.
name.
It's not him.
Oh,
It's somebody else. But this person seems to be like in the orbit. I don't know.
They are, but I'm not going to bring it up just because I don't know how connected they are.
Gaza, these people are fucking devils, and seeing them run for their lives in fear gives me some kind of joy that is hard to describe. It tastes
satisfaction,
It tastes so nice.
Ethan, how dare you be upset at this guy for describing all he explicitly carved that out. All Israelis are devils, and they're all guilty. Ethan, you need to chill out. Me, iDubbbz, white dude from fucking California that's never lived anywhere else, let me lecture you about how you should feel about this.
White
yeah,
dude from California. Ethan loves that card.
It's so good, you know what I'm saying? Let's watch these fuckers. Fucking cowards. Go back
to your country.
Go back to New Jersey, motherfucker.
Hey guys, guess what? 80% of the people in Israel were born there. They have nowhere else to, or no, sorry,
kill my
80%
country.
have no citizenship elsewhere. They can't move.
How
Gila's
many
parents
times do we need to say it?
they don't, this is just, yeah. Like what?
My grandparents are from Libya and Turkey.
They were kicked out by violent force, bro. They were removed violently, forcefully. They had nowhere else to go but Israel. And now you dipshits, you know, are going to come here and say, go back home. Unreal. And I'm the bad guy. I'm the bad guy. Imagine that. According to Hassan, the white dude who has no lived experience outside of America.
All of those people were leaving. Like, yeah, with the point of boycott, divestment, and sanction, the point of that movement is to make life uncomfortable for Israelis. Like, listen, at some point, like, there's going to have to be internal change. And obviously, you don't want to just, like, carpet bomb Israel to try to get internal change, which is what Israel's doing. And so to try to get internal change and to make your voice heard, you do have to put some kind of pressure on people that are allowing this to continue. And, yeah, like, BDS is not, it's not fun for the people that aren't getting their products bought, but it's a consequence of the policies of the government of Israel. So yeah, it's not a good thing at all, but it's necessary.
Awesome, bro. Good job coming in on this.
Go back to Boston.
Is this real? Oh,
she's cheering.
Music to my ears. Oh, one more time.
It's pretty demented stuff. Even if you, I mean, listen.
They go do raves next to concentration camps.
That's not what happened.
We can't get rid of you fast enough.
Wow.
I know a lot of people,
What a
especially in
twisted
the
way
US
to
and
look
media.
at it, because those communities that live right next to the border are the peace people, and they are the people that like do the most.
That's something they'll never understand too. Yeah.
Yeah, and like, Arabs living abroad have to hide their support for like the resistance, or like around that. Be like, no, we don't want anything to happen to Israel. We want the hostages to be safe. We want the hostages to be safe. You know what I mean? But then like, we want our Palestinian brothers and sisters to be safer. I love just the freedom of being able to say, fuck
This
it.
guy not only impugns himself, but every Arab. He's like, all Arabs wish they could say that they want all of Israelis to die. But I have the freedom to say what they want.
Not being honest with us.
It's like, sorry, bro. Are you sure about that?
Israel. I wish they got hit with more bombs, with more drones. Fuck that country. I hope it gets nuked. I love being able to say that.
You hope it gets nuked. That'll be great for the Palestinians. So yeah, you know what? I'm so sorry, Ian. You're right. Fuck me, man. You're so right. You're so right. Why would I get upset about a clip like that when I see Anissa in this guy's DMs? When I see Anissa in Froggy Tonic's Twitter feed replying to him, okay? When I see Anissa in Denim's chat yucking.
I mean, once again, this flies in the face of that tweet that Ethan Klein threw up there. If you are worried about Israeli citizens' safety, the best thing to do would be to end apartheid, and Israel has the power to do that. But instead of focusing on that and focusing on the real issues that's bringing danger to Israeli citizens, Ethan Klein likes the apartheid state of Israel, and so he focuses on attacking guys like Anthony Sargon from the Do Not Worry podcast, and then by proxy he attacks Anissa and iDubbbz. So just once again, like, there's no actual substance to anything that Ethan's saying here.
It up with her talking about me, by the way, with Denims publicly in the chat. Okay? It's not because you were following him. It's because, and by the way, I was right. You're not my friend. You're a scumbag and a coward. And
somebody in the chat just said, "Wait, who's Hassan?"
That's a twist.
They're live.
Welcome.
Well, let me introduce you to a site called h3lore.com. Let me
That's
do a little
right.
plug.
That's right. If you're missing context.
And I think there's something positive to get out of the conversation. But he refused to talk on the phone unless I was willing to publicly say something about my former editor and Denims. As much as...
Yeah, I'll read you because, I think what I said was completely fair. Because he's giving me these empty platitudes about how, I feel my heart goes out to you, buddy. I hate to see you getting harassed like that.
Oh, no, not my heart goes out to you.
People. Meanwhile, let me see. It's pretty low. Let's search for it.
Also, I'm only playing with my hair because it keeps getting in my face. I've gained a lot of empathy for people with long hair. From this experience.
I think you like it, bro.
I don't like
having
that
fun,
aspect.
bro.
I really don't. Because it's getting in my mouth. It's like coming down in my eyes.
That's why I always put a rubber band on my wrist. Because you never know when
you never know when you need to.
So he kept trying to get me on the phone or text with me. And I told him, dude, honestly, I don't feel like having this conversation right now.
Okay.
Fair, right? I just didn't want to do it. Okay?
Just in that particular moment? Or like at all?
Well, it turns out I didn't want to talk to him at all.
Okay.
And then he continues to be like, hey, let's talk to him. I said, if both of you say something publicly about Froggy Tonic and Denims, I will happily get on a call. If you're not willing to do that, then consider me a stranger. There's nothing to discuss ever. I was very
sassy.
What?
That was very sassy.
Yeah. I was fucking, I'm sick of
This was
empty
right after
platitudes.
CPS. I mean, yeah, emotions were high. And if that guy is legitimizing calling CPS and they're okay with it, it's, yeah.
I mean, Denims is a disgusting human being. I don't want to be friends with anyone that's friends with her. Like, point blank.
You don't want halfway friends. I also don't want that kind of halfway friend. I don't want someone who's going to give me like an ultimatum to have a conversation.
Could you not say something? Well, guess what? Surprise, surprise. It's because I don't like you anymore. I didn't want to have a conversation with you. This is like, imagine like one of you guys is like, Hassan actually wants to go to Israel so he can strangle Israeli babies. Or some shit like that. I'd be like, you imagine me not saying something.
You're trying to make a one.
Oh, Dan. He hit you with that, Dan.
Oh, wow.
Someone wants to go to Gaza and strangle Israeli babies.
Why is it me?
Why did you say that, Dan?
I didn't say that.
You're so angry about it.
Wait, what the fuck?
One-to-one comparison where there isn't one. This guy that I follow on Twitter is not in the same relationship.
By the way,
thanks for the super chat. Ethan is like the worst friend I could imagine. Yeah, I don't think I would have a fun time hanging out with him.
Anissa speak with on the Twitter timeline publicly.
I mean, it seems like he doesn't have any friends. So.
Enough with the fucking silliness.
He conveniently, this whole video erased all of his history with us, too. The fact that when they were going through shit, we stood up for them publicly. Well, they came on this podcast when nobody else would, promote them or promote their event. So you're really conveniently leaving a lot out.
Well, actually, he brought it up as a diss. He said, I can't believe you used that against me.
Well, we're not.
By the way, Bo Blacks is in chat.
Oh.
Wait, what? What the fuck? I think I missed that.
Conveniently, this whole video erased all of his history with us, too. The fact that when they were going through shit, we stood up for them publicly. Well, they came on this podcast when nobody else would, promote them or promote their event. So you're really conveniently leaving a lot out.
Well, actually, he brought it up as a diss. He said, I can't believe you used that against me.
Well, we're not.
By the way, Bo Blacks is in chat.
Oh.
Seems like they kind of did.
He said HCCAB. all content cops are bastards?
I think ACAB works.
Right.
I like the ACAB.
I see that Bobby has actually become a member. Welcome, Bobby.
Bobby, there's huge demand for you to join local, and I'm curious, what are your thoughts?
And I'll say this, Bobby. Trans rights are human rights, so I got your back on that one, buddy.
Is Ethan busted? Is up to 55%, everybody.
Why?
55,
I'm not busted at all.
He takes that 5%.
I look good as fuck, dude. How dare you call me ugly?
Also,
get that out of here.
I don't know what your intention is, but
yeah, we're gonna have to wrap it up soon.
Yeah,
we'll put a pin in it, and we'll just continue where we left off. I really don't know way to do it.
Sure.
Took me a good 3 hours to watch 15 minutes. That's what fair use looks like, my friend. That's what commentary looks like. That.
Right.
Take note, Twitch streamers.
That is true.
We have about another 10 minutes. We'll do.
Okay.
Reggie sent us 30 shekel, and he's asking if they're gonna have a pop-up in Israel if we come for a visit. I will think about how to do that. That would be pretty cool. But currently, we're waiting for like a peace or deal or something to go into effect.
Yeah, we put the visit off while the war is
because we want to come with the kids, and
I don't want them to have to deal with sirens and seeing all that shit, hearing all that shit. You know.
Oh my god. Okay.
Probably wise.
Are they talking about
As
that
you and
anymore?
one of your current employees.
They believe that the world is like a Disney castle magic, and they should believe that.
Yeah.
He got
Streaming with you 3 days a week, 3 hours a day for the past 10 years. At one point during the
Why are you speaking on their behalf? After especially what you just did, I don't even know where that came from.
Yeah, where did that come from?
and where there isn't one. This guy that I follow on Twitter is not in the same relationship as you and one of your current employees who is streaming with you 3 days a week, 3 hours a day for the past 10 years. At one point during the stream, Ethan and Hila bring up Adam McIntyre. Now, Adam does basically the same thing.
Please defend Adam McIntyre. Please.
He's my former editor. He's critical of Ethan and Hila, and he is sometimes uncharitable and nasty towards them.
Adam McIntyre needs to just like disappear. That guy is a.
Oh my God, he's showing the disappear thing. He's doing the death threat. You made a death threat against Adam McIntyre. He's doing that.
Shit like of the lowest order. I never even stood by him when he talked bad about Trisha having a kid and called him like the spawn of Satan. He was supposedly on our side.
I love how he goes, oh, these people they pretend to be so good. Really? Then why did Adam McIntyre tweet this at exactly 9:11 a.m.? Busted, dude. Fucking do the math. Connect the dots, sheep.
I'm trying to. I'm not sure.
Don't you see?
Like 9/11.
Well,
like
connected, man.
He's a morning person. That's the worst kind of Twitter user.
This attack?
Yes!
You think that was intentional?
I think you learn a lot if you just looked into Adam McIntyre a little bit.
My God.
Would never even co-sign that. I was disgusted by that statement too. I remember when he called her kid the spawn of Satan.
I never said anything.
And I was supposed to be like cheering on, but I wasn't going to cheer that on. That's
Why do you
disgusting.
forget that he called? I mean, it is good that is a good thing. Her children. Why are you talking about Adam McIntyre? What is happening right now? Thing we would never do. The spawn of
Never.
Satan.
It's disgusting.
And
It's a piece of shit of a human.
It's just incredible who ends up being the good guys in this story, you know? Bro, this is like the dumbest. This is meant to be. Oh my God, it's so dumb.
Ethan, if you didn't refer to yourself as the good guy over and over and over again, he wouldn't have turned it into a fucking meme.
This video is so bad.
It's so bad.
Come on.
It's actually so bad.
Like, I don't know if you've seen the videos that goes around YouTube these days, but this is like not.
That's true. I mean, that's actually true. The haters.
It literally is a video that went around YouTube. It probably is up to like 4 million. Yeah, 4.1 million views in about 30 hours. I don't know if you know I don't know if you've seen the videos that go around YouTube these days, but this is not it. 4.1 million views in 30 hours. I think it's it. I think it definitionally is it.
I don't like their videos, obviously, because I think for obvious reasons, right? But like, if you look at someone like Comrade Casey, like he's a slick editor.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He might be looking for Habibi hijabis or whatever, but that doesn't mean he's not a good editor.
Dude, the editing in this video is actually
good. Also doesn't respect Islamic culture. It's also very weird, creepy dude. Great editor though, really.
Is he a good editor?
I think so. From what I remember, good enough.
I don't really remember.
Better than this.
Sure.
He's trying to. I think Items is like, I'm pretending that it's bad is the joke. The editing is bad is the joke. It's like, all right. Never seen that before. It's really something.
Unfortunately, they never made a statement. They never said that they disagree with his statements about Trisha's baby until it's useful. Like, what is it, 3 years later?
Why do I need to make a statement about something Adam tweets? I have no relations to him. Like, what?
What are you doing? This is the Adam McIntyre chapter? That's something incredible is happening here, guys.
You're talking about it like you were aware of it at the time and that there was some amount of pressure or...
Yeah, he was begging us to not talk about them. Why are you even talking about this, bro? Moses was literally begging the family to disown us if we didn't stop talking about them, okay? Like, how is it a bad thing that Hila never co-signed Adam McIntyre calling her kid's baby Satan? How is that a bad thing, bro?
So we never hired him.
What?
He wasn't a former employee.
That's not
He said he's a former employee?
No, I'm saying...
That's not what they're saying at all. The guy's like... oh my God. Ethan just said Moses was begging the family for us to stop talking about them. How is Helis co-signing what Adam McIntyre did? anything similar to Froggy Tonic. She didn't co-sign it. She just didn't call it out. Just like iDubbbz is saying, I didn't call out Froggy Tonic. Hila didn't call out Adam McIntyre.
Was some amount of pressure or...
Yeah, he was begging us to not talk about them. Why are you even talking about this, bro? Moses was literally begging the family to disown us if we didn't stop talking about them, okay? Like, how is it a bad thing that Hila never co-signed Adam McIntyre calling her kids baby Satan? How is that a bad thing, bro?
So we never hired him. He wasn't a former employee.
He said he's a former employee?
No, I'm saying he's trying to say it's the same as Froggy Tonic, where he has no personal relationship.
We have no relationship with him.
Sorry?
So he's saying, like, why is he expected to disown Froggy Tonic's tweets publicly, like you asked, when you didn't
I
do
don't
the
like
same?
Adam. I shit on him
Well, at the
constantly.
time, you weren't pretty much dismissing Adam McIntyre when you tweeted those tweets. Even though you didn't co-sign it, you didn't dismiss it to this point.
At the end of the day,
Adams was an employee compared to like Froggy Tonic was. That's the main difference between Adam McIntyre. Even if you guys were watching him at the time.
Okay, well, he was an
we were.
employee a year and a half ago.
You know?
I don't think we were interacting with him at all at that time. That's the thing. I don't think this is even comparable.
And also, like, just to be real here, this is a couple of tweets calling her kids baby Satan, and then there's a sustained, nonstop slew of personal attacks against Hila and myself from your friends. And your wife, by the way, Anissa. Let's be real for a second, you stupid fucking bitch. I can call him a bitch, just not women, right?
Ian? Yeah.
We were not friends with Trisha either at this point. Like,
I don't know what's he doing, bro. Let's get out there, Adam.
Enthusiasm for you to get down with that. And what it sounds like to me is that you did see it at the time and you were like, ooh, I don't like that. And you didn't endorse it and you didn't fuck with it. Huh. It's almost like that is a fucking identical.
It's so not. It's different in actually
different in like every possible way.
It's not even analogous at all.
You don't even know. You don't know your shit.
It's just incredible who ends up being the good guys in this story. You know, it's really something.
So yeah, the reason I'm bringing this up is because they're trying to like paint themselves as the good guys.
I don't believe that anybody actually likes this video.
You're
like,
in over your head. You don't know what you're talking about. You didn't do proper research. You don't even know the situation. This is pathetic.
There's such a built-in audience of hate against me. I don't believe anybody actually enjoyed this video. Like, it's not entertaining.
That we were involved with.
I mean, once again, he's just pointing out I didn't publicly call out this tweet, just like Hila publicly didn't call out that tweet. That's all he's doing. Like when they say he didn't do his research, like Ethan's funny because he says, "Oh, you're invalidating my personal experience." Well, this is iDubbbz's personal experience, and you're trying to do the same thing to him. I mean, it's pretty cut and dry. Him just talking about you attacking him, basically. That's what he's doing. That's what this video is so far. And we've only been in for 17 minutes.
Situation was most.
Right. Is this almost over?
Thank you. That I can't tell you how much it means to me.
All right, we're gonna call this now. Let's watch Asmongold's reaction to this. I'm gonna watch a little bit of it.
So has the content cop been a content cop or a content flop? The fact is that I think that overwhelmingly most people are negative about it, and I think that it seems like it's made iDubbbz look worse than it's made Ethan look worse. Like if I look at the conversations about it online, and
okay,
like again,
what
like,
conversations?
I'm not really trying to go and act like this is, you know, the only thing that exists, but
wait, he pulls up Yeet. He pulls up Yeet, whose sole purpose of being is to attack Hassan. I do love how that was in his fucking search history. This Twitter, okay, so Asmongold's evidence for saying that more people disliked it than liked it is a Twitter account that only defends Ethan and attacks Hassan. That is that going to be his evidence? Is that going to be his conversation that proves more people hated it and it made iDubbbz look worse than it made Ethan look bad?
in a lot of these cases, which way Western man, oh my God, bro, look, why do they have to use this? Actually, honestly, this is probably the best picture of me they can use. But anyway, so you've got, why is Destiny on my side? He's not even on my side. He just agrees with me and stuff all the time. And so anyway, yeah, nobody likes the video. It already has 2.5 million views and 200K likes. Well, it also has 200K dislikes, to be fair, right? I mean, that's also pretty bad. And so iDubbbz went and made a tweet about this too. And this is, I guess, with like Frogan, Denims, and Sean.
iDubbbz.
This is really, I mean, I'm gonna be real.
Okay, that's actually
not
kind of
really
funny.
help. Like, this, I don't think this really makes him look good in a lot of cases. I don't, because like, and the problem is that all of these people have gone and done like some kind of crazy bad stuff. Like, you know, Denim's talking about like putting money out to kill people. Frogan with like the PTSD thing. Sean with like that shit about Destiny. And like Sean's probably the least problematic out of these, right? But like the fact is that like, how do you go and post up with these people and then act like for some reason?
Bro, Asmongold acting like he has a fucking moral compass all of a sudden. Asmongold, the guy who's like, nah, I think that Israel should genocide Gaza. I think that people should be deported if they come into the country illegally. We should go to war with Greenland. That Trump is so based. And he's like, well, Frogan said that soldiers deserve PTSD once, so this makes iDubbbz look extremely bad.
Reason that you know, they hate it was right, exactly. It's cringe. I would say a lot of people would say it's cringe. And so Tectone Shots, I don't know about this. I have no
Asmongold with the spitting bars. I would say that a lot of people would say it's cringe.
No idea. Let's see here, or in mid-time. This is just Tectone talking about denims. Like, I don't care about the way denims looks. It doesn't matter to me. Same with Frogan. I don't give a fuck about that. But anyway, let's see if I find any more of this here. And
does it give Asmongold pause that the guy he's like perusing his Twitter to find the conversation about the content cop, does it give him any pause where at least like 3 or 4 of the tweets that the guy posted was commenting on the appearance of the women that did cameos on the content cop video?
Cop backfire. So it's had a huge amount of dislikes so far as well.
Bro, I mean, all I'm gonna say is that it has 4.1 million views in a day. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say.
And let's see if I can find the rest of this too. And let's see.
His wife's Israeli. She served in the IDF. He obviously likes the state of Israel. On the
His
other
wife
hand,
has a name and you know her, by the way. Sorry, that was
Why
my
do people do that? Hassan does that too. Ethan's wife.
Yeah.
That was weird.
Let me go back.
Bro, Asmongold looks like a fucking caveman. Oh shit, I'm covering his camera. I'm sorry, guys. I need you to see the splendor which is Asmongold. Dude, he just looks so uncomfortable.
I'm gonna hit that.
No, but they do that all the time.
Why are you worried about my wife?
And it makes me feel a certain way.
It should.
Like we are friends, Ian. We were.
Remember?
I know your name. I know Anissa's name. I don't call Anissa your wife. I don't say Ian's wife.
Okay, we don't need to watch this.
on leftover
Initiation video. This is my pledging video to become a Hassan Piker waiting room.
on his podcast.
What I want to do is show you guys how I see it.
I haven't watched it yet, but from everything that I've seen, I can absolutely see why he's saying that. I can, and this comes to somebody who I like iDubbbz, right? I do, but I can absolutely see why somebody said that. Like, I actually thought that thing about about them dancing and shit. Like, I thought this was fake or something. I thought this was like AI. I didn't know this was real. And so anyway, let's see here. XQC. Move it up.
I'm not gonna do a React content yet, chat. I'm not gonna do a React content.
Yeah, I thought this was fake.
Yet, chat. I'm not gonna do a React content yet.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do a React content.
My former editor of a year and a half ago did say some truly mean shit. He called Hila the C word. He said they're trying to kill their dog with cheddar cheese and a bunch of other shit.
I'm not gonna do.
Bro, what are we doing? What are we doing? This is okay. Asmongold's not even watching any of this shit. He's just watching other people watch clips of it. It's a waste of time. Okay, let's just wrap this up with a few tweets. So, it's happening. Ian had this in the works. I gotta admit, I never saw him. Oh yeah, this was hilarious. Dude pulled it up immediately and began watching. Paused less on the next episode. I gotta admit, I never saw a motherfucker do this. Ethan doesn't give a fuck. Wait, this is Willie Mac's show? Oh man. Oh, that's sad. Willie Mac show is trying to kiss Ethan's ass. This is sad. Ethan doesn't give a fuck, gets a content cop dropped on him, and is immediately reacting to 50k live viewers. Man ain't scared, laughing, crying emoji. Holy shit, dude. Replace that cigarette with Ethan's dick, my boy. How do you post this and still have self-respect? Ethan doesn't give a fuck. He watched... Did you watch the fucking live stream? He watched 17 minutes of it in like 2.5 hours. And he had his entire lackeys all around giving him soothing pats on the back and his drinkies and his chicken nuggies so that he wouldn't freak out and have an emotional breakdown. Ethan is farming these guys. He's going to watch this for a week. Easy XP and taking all the loot. forced to respect. He just immediately reacted live on stream. Hassan would never, LOL. I'm so proud of Ethan. He's really holding his own, doing the Lord's work. I got super sad about this actually. Can't believe they were throwing middle fingers to Ethan dancing. And iDub says he cares about Ethan's mental health. What in the world? Ethan handled it like a champ though. Okay, yeah, I think that's enough Ethan glazing for now. Comment on Ian's Insta. So more brigading on iDub's actual Instagram. Can I refund my pay-per-view ticket? You're so gross. Doing this to Lena with no heads up is gross. This isn't an Israel versus Palestine issue. This is an Ethan and the crew being harassed in an unacceptable way. Ethan thought his friend would support him in his time of need, and it was obvious that Ethan was hurt by your actions. This just ain't it, Ian. Okay, so funny stuff like people that are like, oh my god, my poor special little boy needs help, and his friends are all abandoning him in his time of need. Oh yeah, Nicholas Diorio. So now we get some like great little race science from the H3 subreddit here. Nick dropping facts. Anissa Joma is 8% Arab. So now they're coming after it for saying that iDub said that my wife is Lebanese and Irish. And then he's like, well, actually, she's only 8% Arab, so that disqualifies her. What the fuck are they doing? This is 468 upvotes. Extra funny when you consider that Anissa's husband was essentially saying Ethan can't talk about this topic, but Anissa's feelings are somehow valid. Ethan is married to Ela, someone actually born in Israel to Israelis who come from other countries in the ME and live there himself. What the actual fuck is going on? Okay. Once again, this is like, you're not the fucking race. You're not Arab enough to be able to talk about this shit. Crazy stuff. And they're like promoting that. And then last but not least, and then I'm gonna cut this stream off because I've been going for 3.5 hours. The content cop is a prime example of the left cannibalizing itself. I love the implication that Ethan Klein is a part of the left at this point when he refers to the left as an entity that doesn't include him. He himself says he's not a part of the left. Longtime fan, first-time poster. I work in an international relations and policy in DC and figure this might be the best place to share my 2 cents. I visited both Israel and Palestine and held meetings with members of the Knesset and Ramallah leadership. I've worked closely with people in DC on both sides of the debate. On what debate? The debate of genocide? Is that a debate that's going on? Ethan hasn't been 100% right about every little thing, but you can say that about any creator. What is critical is that he has been responsive to valid criticism. No, he hasn't. He literally hasn't. So many leftists are wasting their time attacking fellow leftists that do not have the exact prescribed correct opinion, rather than, I don't know, spending that energy going after Islamophobes, people cheering on genocide, the administration enabling it. Ethan's Islamophobic. He doesn't actually think it's a genocide. He might have said it once that it was a genocide, and it may very well could be a genocide according to him if some unspecified requirement was fulfilled. They are going after, once again, this motherfucker is saying that leftists should go after the administration enabling genocide. And yet when Hassan did just that, Ethan Klein basically attacked him and said that, oh, you're going after Kamala Harris and Joe Biden for supporting genocide? Well, you're going to get Trump elected then, you piece of shit. They are the prime example of why we are getting our asses beat in American politics. Bro, you're criticizing leftists for going after you were like, people like this motherfucking lib were just criticizing leftists for going after the administration enabling genocide. Just like 4 months ago. They would rather cannibalize our own, and you know why? Because it's easier. It's easier to attack a Jewish couple sharing their lived experience that listen to their fans' feedback than it is to actually fucking do something, to actually make a stand against our common strong enemies. I mean, you can go after both. You're going to get more of an effect just from making videos about Ethan and Ela, but it's not necessarily easier to go after them. You can make a video about Trump. You can make a video about Mike Waltz, who's the ambassador to the Middle East for Trump. Israel's existence is contentious and has caused instability in the Middle East, period. Yeah, that's That's one way of putting it, saying that its existence is contentious rather than it was incepted out of genocide and apartheid. That's Israel's existence. Take that up with the American government and the Israeli government that is aggressively putting settlements, pushing their borders out, blocking resources to Palestinians, and committing genocide. Yeah, like the implication that you can't criticize Ethan Klein and also criticize the government that's doing this genocide is laughable. Like, this guy is just butthurt that his favorite content creator is getting criticized. And he's like, why aren't you criticizing the government? You should be doing both. Yeah, or you should be criticizing the government. Leave him alone. Well, if he's defending genocide, I'm going to criticize him. And then maybe in the act of doing that, people are going to learn about these issues and more people are going to like wake up and understand the facts on the ground that Israel is carrying out ethnic cleansing in Gaza, in the West Bank. It does have an apartheid state within Israel itself. And we can try to put more pressure on the government, but I mean, people have been doing that for 17 months and it hasn't really gone anywhere. So, unfortunately, making videos and making people's voices heard and protests online, calling your senators, calling your Congress people, that's what Americans are really doing. And even when they're protesting, even when they're going out and protesting, they're getting fucking deported. Anyway, let's just continue this. But all these folks in the content cop are part of the reason why America is so fucked. We would rather promote infighting and harassment against a Jewish Israeli family. Oh, give me a fucking break. Doxing them for not having the exact same opinion as us. Who's doxing them? Creating hate subreddits, hyper-analyzing their every move, that existed before October 7th, then go after a common enemy. The merciless killing and rapes committed by both Hamas and IDF, encouraged by the military-industrial complex and billionaire profiteers. Oh my god. I mean, this guy doesn't need to say anything more. He's comparing the murders, he's comparing the killings done by Hamas to the killings done by the IDF. It's on a completely different scale. Even just like trying to say that they're similar is defending this genocide. Like, comparing the killing that Hamas does to the killing the IDF does is wacko. Starkers, what a good use of your time and energy on this planet to make a stand against the real evil guy. A left-wing podcast. Bro, Ethan Klein's not left-wing. Shut the fuck up. He's literally a capitalist. He's a self-described capitalist. He's defended Trump's actions before. He doesn't criticize Trump at all. Shut the fuck up. He wants to buy a factory. This will definitely save Gaza from genocide. Oh my god. So if you protest, oh, you're just being performative. If you criticize Kamala Harris and the current administration, you're going to make the Democrats lose. But if you criticize Ethan Klein, shut the fuck up. You should go outside and protest, and you should criticize the current administration, according to this moron. At least go after someone who actually hates Palestinians. Yeah, I wouldn't say Ethan's a fan of them. I mean, he literally doesn't want them to have Israeli citizenship. Or perhaps use that energy to oppose the fascist rise in America that is supporting this genocide. Yeah, if only Ethan opposes fascist uprise in America too. That would be great, if Ethan spoke up about it. I mean, he has so much smoke about leftists that are doing all of these things that he listed out here, and doesn't have any kind of criticism for Ethan, who has done none of these things that he's listed out. In fact, Ethan's done the opposite of these things. The left will continue to be trampled by the right until we stop cannibalizing each other, period. I mean, pretty self-indulgent to call yourself a leftist in this too. The first three comments here being snarkers is crazy. La 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 la. Okay, I don't get my fellow lefties anymore. These people are hellbent on witch hunting liberals. It keeps them so busy, yet they are completely impotent in the face of actual fascism. Jesus H. Chrysler, what the fuck? What do they mean? What, like, bro? It's liberals like Ethan Klein and these fucking idiots that are like, oh, leftists just want to LARP as revolutionaries. Well, what do you want leftists to do in the face of fascism? They're talking about it. They're doing more than Ethan's. Like, are you implying you want like a violent revolution? Is that what you're implying they should do? What do you want them to do? It's actually crazy. Like, once again, they don't have anything. They don't have another thought. Their thought is just, I don't like it when leftists and they have to respect leftists because they're like, oh, leftists are like supposedly the pure politic people. I don't like it when leftists criticize my favorite content creator, so they should stop doing that. That's their only thought. And then their half-assed, like halfway aborted thought is they should stand up and fight fascism. What the fuck does that mean? What does that mean? They should stand up and fight fascism. They're the only ones calling it out. Oh my god. Okay. Anyway, yeah, I think we're done here. People are arguing in the comment section. Okay. Yeah. I don't know. Chat, anything else? He thinks being a leftist means supporting gay people, lol. He is one of the orbiters. Ethan uses leftists strictly in a derogatory way at this point. Yeah, true. Maybe YouTube should make it so that leftist could be a slur. They have to delude themselves to make an argument. I mean, it's not even, it's like, it's just a gut instinct of, oh, you're being mean to my favorite guy. Aren't there more people that you can criticize? Like, yes, there are. But your favorite guy put out a video defending Israel's genocide and attacking the people that are criticizing Israel's genocide. They got over 3 million views. Hila and Ethan are also some shitty Mossad op. Yeah, he is so basic, he has no idea what leftism is. Not much of value in that sub. Yeah, anyway guys, I'm tired. I've been going for almost 4 hours, so I'm gonna call this. Thanks to everyone for showing up. Maybe we can take a break. It's so painful. Maybe I'll listen to Ethan Klein like finish his reaction to this, but it's just so painful to get through. So, and there is a lot of other stuff too. But I'm gonna head off for now. Please like the stream, consider subscribing if you want more content like this. If you want to support me and my editors, consider joining for just $1 a month. You can do that. But otherwise, I appreciate everyone that showed up, and you guys get some sleep. I'm getting some sleep, and I'll be back later. See ya.